Oh my goodness. We are back and ready to go. It's the most electrifying, the most exclusive, the world renowned, the most anticipated, the most, just all the above letter D. It's your boy G Bush back with the Barbershop. Come on in. Come on in. As a matter of fact, I know y'all probably sitting there thinking like, dang, G Bush, like that's kind of weird. I ain't never seen you with no glasses on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me get my spectacles together. We got another dude. I didn't even really have nothing today. We was gonna get into the Bears and we will get in that. Make sure you continue to watch. We will preview this game with the Chicago Bears. What I'm looking forward in this game, keys to victory. We'll be doing that. So we will get to some football conversation as well. And as much as I always want to get to football conversations, we always seem to have a problem here. The problem we always seem to get at with this situation is you guys, my fellow people in the media, they won't refuse to just go ahead and pivot and start talking about this football. Let's start talking about what's happening on the field. Maybe we can follow this up with a situation where we can start talking about the 400 in total yards that Shedeur Sanders put up last week. But we can never have nice things around here because my media brethren love to peddle in what we call narrative-based content. And I understand why you guys do narrative-based content, because it sells. It whips up people. It gets them involved. It gets the energy into it. It gets gets people talking, right? It's way more interesting. It's way more topical. It's way more scintillating than talking about 400 yards of total offense. But you're going to have to try harder than this. Let me put my glasses on to see. Todd, is that you? Todd, that's you again, hating again? Oh my goodness. I wake up and my timeline is jumping. Todd McShay is out here hating again. And you know what? Yeah, G Bush, we let you get that off last year. That was cute last year. Under no circumstances will you be trying to run that playbook back again. As a matter of fact, you're going to have to elevate your level of hate. You got to step your hate up, Todd. The hate ain't good. This one, you got to step it up a little bit. This right here, you got to step your game up. If you the ops, you got to really be gunning at people. I mean, you got to pull up. I mean, you just can't throw buzzwords out there like you did last year, whipping up all this controversy. You're going to have to come with some receipts or something, bro. We're going to have to figure out a different way to get this fan base all riled up, because you, again, is coming with these anonymous tricks. You guys, come on, man. See, we've had an opportunity to see how the playbook rolls. Y'all's playbook was good last year. You used the anonymous sources last year. You talked about the mythical things. I've talked to 3 NFL GMs, and what I'm gathering around the league. Shut your mouth. Oh, my goodness. Nobody believes that. It's time for you to fall back from recording. We get it. I understand, bro. Like that 400 some odd yards don't sit well with the narrative, dog. It don't sit well when you got the 400 yards total offense and you run around here doing stuff, making it look easy. I'm sorry, Todd, but you're going to have to step your hate up. You're going to have to come with a new tactic. I need you to get with all of the villains, the super villains. I need you to get the Joker. You got to get Megatron. You got to get Dick Dastardly. You got to get Muttley. I need you actually. Matter of fact, this is crazy. You sound like one of them dudes off Scooby-Doo. Where they'd be like, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids and that barbershop program. Nah, you want to go get away with it, my G. You tried it. You tried it. Give that man a round of applause. He tried it. You funny. Yeah, I get you. I got you, Todd. I got you, Todd. Man, G. Bush got them Superman glasses on, them Clark Kent's. Boy, I had to take my joints off on you. See, you didn't understand. We got to see you. We see you. We understand what the play is. We understand what the play is, fellas. But it ain't going to work this year. When we get back, we're going to break this thing wide open. We're going to just show you what he said. We're going to get to it. And I think Jonathan Peterlin and Nick Wilson did a very good job of telling people what's going on right now. Man. Joe McKnight. Now that I watch all 22 with G. Bush members only, I'm convinced they don't know football, period. Boy, oh boy. This is going to be a difficult one to get to, but it's going to be a fun one. Come on in, pull up, get your coffee together. Where the Kool-Aid Mafia at? Put them wrist up. Where the CU aunties at? Where Browns fans at? What we doing today? Where all the members? Where UCSS at? We about to cook. Get it ready. It's Saturday. You know what that means. It's the Barbershop in the building. Man, oh man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, good morning. We got a great show planned for you today. And without further ado, we're going to get right into this thing. Wherever you at. 1,117 people pulling up on us today. Wherever you at, we want to say shout out to all the Barbershop members. I want an announcement. We went over 500 strong. 500 strong. We appreciate every single one of you. We got our Tuesday night popping. We got Wednesday reviews popping. Make sure you pull up. If you want to be a part of that, hit that join button immediately, and we welcome you on into the family. We want to thank you if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Barbershop, if you're on UCSS. Thank you so much. Wherever you at, hit that like button. Right? All right, now here we go. Todd McShay, come on now, bro. Todd McShay had his, he had his podcast. I think he do a podcast with, does a podcast with Urban Meyer. And he had some now Urban Meyer is a Shedeur Sanders fan. Urban Meyer is a Shedeur Sanders supporter. Urban Meyer asked Todd McShay, hey, bro, simple question. You think that Shedeur Sanders could be a franchise quarterback? And in Todd McShay, and see, here's the thing too, I'm gonna give y'all a little context. Todd McShay is transitioning from being an analyst and being a guy that's a draft guru to getting his feet wet into doing what he's doing as an opinion guy. And by the way, I'm gonna say, out of the guys that have transitioned from ESPN or Fox or whatever it is, from analyst to opinion in the podcasting area, and in terms of what you got to be on the internet, I actually think he's done a tremendous job in understanding the climate and understanding what he needs to do to get motion. And he does a very good job. And I didn't know he had this in his tool bag. He does a very good job of moving emotions one way or the other. He has an ability to make you feel excited about somebody that may be borderline. He has an ability to a top-notch name, and he mainly does quarterbacks. And that's one of the reasons he used to be a scout and do things for, the whole entire draft. But he realized that the quarterbacks move the needle. He's not going to be on here debating on linemen. Nobody care about that. But he does a good job of taking what you initially thought he was going to say, and then coming back and adding something to it that kind of flips you on your head. So he'll come in and talk about, Mendoza, and he'll say, Mendoza at the beginning of the year, I mean, he's not, trust me, he's the guy at the end of the year I feel is going to be the last man standing. Now, you may think like, oh, well, come on, bro. You got Arch, man, you got Sellers and all those dudes. He does a great job of pivoting. And what he does is he makes sure that he's in the mix, whoever is popping. When Mateer was playing well in the middle of the season, he was on him. When it was Arch Manning, he was like, yo, Arch is doing his thing, but then he rehabilitated Arch in his eyes. He said, yo, Arch is playing bad, but let me tell you, past week 6, Arch Manning is playing like the best quarterback in college football. You're like, dang, bro, but come on, Todd. What we doing with this, Todd? So he does. I'll give him his flowers for the fact that he understands the climate. A lot of the analysts that go from there, from that role to the role that you're doing right now, don't understand the assignment, and a lot of them don't get the amount of traction and the amount of views and the amount of looks they need to get from a specific standpoint of what their content is. Now, with that being said, Todd McShay ain't stupid again. He ain't dumb. He comes out and says, okay, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. By the way, Shedeur Sanders is the number, I believe, what is it, 3? Top 7 Googleable athlete, or I think some number, he's number 1 now, or number 1 now. I think he's up to how much in the world, right? Number 7 in the world. Thank you for our stats. So if you've noticed, there's guys like Joe Budden Podcast, Matt Barnes. I seen Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, you're gonna have the First Takes of the world, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. Obviously, the Nick Wrights. They're gonna do it because those. But I'm talking about people that don't even do content based around. I see dudes that do video games, and they've dropped in and had a comment on Shedeur Sanders. And that's because right now he's the hottest thing in the world right now, right? So he is not missed to that. So Todd McShay is running the greatest hits, and you can almost tell that he kind of don't believe what he's saying because we're hearing what he's saying, and it's so generic, and it's not even really a critique. It's just the greatest hits, and it just goes to show you that moving forward, one of the things that I've already checked out on, and I'm not even getting into, is the fact that we're not about to do this every single year. Y'all can trigger us if you want. You could trigger us if you want, but we're not about to do it. We're not going to do it every single year. This is Todd McShay in his comments. And let me add this here.
Sanders future.
What's his name? And this is on Twitter, courtesy of the Triple Option. We'll make sure we give him credit where credit is due. Don't be hating. Don't hate over here. Here's we go. So let's just drop that back. This is Todd McShay and Urban Meyer talking a little bit about Shedeur Sanders.
Tell me Shedeur Sanders' future in pro football.
I don't think it's in Cleveland.
Can he be a starter in the NFL?
I think he can. I think he has a lot of maturing to do, Urban. I really do. I think both as an individual and as a quarterback and learning to play within the scheme. I think there's a lot of drifting and sliding out of the pocket. I think there's this innate, because of the way he played at Colorado and throughout his college career, there's this kind of like hero brand of quarterback that he likes to play where every play has to be a home run and he's got to run around and do all those things. He had the bad tendencies that Caleb Williams had that he developed at USC, but he doesn't have the arm and the mobility that Caleb possessed to get out of that trouble.
Tell me.
So, hey, come on, man. First and foremost, your face don't line up with that, Todd. I feel like you don't believe that, Todd. You see, you got to understand something. See, we well versed in this situation, and let's go ahead and start drilling down on it. This is the problem, and why a bunch of media people are hiding under rocks right now. The reason you're hiding under rocks and you're moving around and you're trying to say, just leave us alone. Leave us alone. You leave me alone. Why are the Shedurians picking on us? Leave us alone. We just want what's best for the Cleveland Browns, and you guys are just doing something. No, the reason why we go after, the reason why you get gone after is this. Y'all gotta watch. You gotta watch what you're coming with, because we've seen in real time Shedeur Sanders handle himself with grace, handle himself with dignity, handle his people talking about him in a certain way with just no pushback. He's came out and did exactly what he was asked to do. The fact that you sit here and use the day-old trope, and here's what y'all got to understand, and you got to get the fact that people is on to that. Let's just make it a buck. I play this stuff on this channel all the time. The narrative that African-American quarterbacks do not know what they're doing and are not competent enough to handle themselves as leaders, professional, and do not know how to understand defenses and throw the football and be a CEO of an organization has been a trope that has been going on since the tale as old as time. You guys need to stop acting like there wasn't a Doug Williams. There wasn't, there wasn't a Warren Moon. There wasn't these guys, right? And don't act like when I'm talking and spitting these facts that you say, well, gee, why does it have to always be about race? And why does it have to be about that? It's just, well, CJ Stroud, we said this. No. Let me tell you this. Y'all always be doing weird, strange things. When CJ Stroud didn't go to the Manning Combine, when CJ Stroud told them he wasn't going to go to that, you know what they told him? That's unprofessional. How dare you not show up to the Manning Academy? They slandered this man's name. See, it seems like y'all cool with it as long as you stay in your place. Stay in your place. Don't do too much. Your jewelry. That's a buzzword. You use buzzwords like maturity to signal. What do you want to say? Todd, let me ask you a question. What are you talking about maturity? What maturity is he lacking? He been in jail. He went to prison. He got caught in some scandal. Is he riding around with drugs? Nah, in his free time when he got here, the first thing he did was go and pull up on a high school in the middle of the hood to show love. We already know what he do for single parents. He went in and got a single parent, trying to get her some transportation. Showed up at the projects when everything was burning down. See, this is the reality why you guys get gone after and people don't be playing with y'all. Because in our community where we come from, we judge, we take character very seriously. And when you talk about he needs to mature, you ain't pulled up in the projects to give nobody nothing. How many times you talk to them disenfranchised people? So yeah, people gonna be hot and upset because you using buzzwords to denote that he somehow is a problem some way. But let me get specific. Say what you gonna say. What? See, I'm not gonna do you. When I ask about maturity, Todd, what specifically in his character do you not like, and give me instances because of it? See, it's time out for the blanket statements. There are no blanket statements. You guys use blanket statements to talk about people, to tank their stock, use anonymous sources. By the way, we have not forgotten, it was those sources that it was you last year that talked about them specific sources and the way he interviewed. I'm just saying, I'm the messenger. So you mean to tell me a year later, he done been in the building after Myles Garrett didn't say he done been in there hundreds of times, when now there's articles, Diana Rossini saying he's there early. There's cafeteria people saying he's working his tail off. Bill Musgrave just said everything that he's due to him comes from his work. That's the Cleveland Browns quarterback coach. What he's putting him with his footwork, understanding the timing of everything, doing what he needs to do. He's in there with his hungry dogs, right? He was in there before and after practice. And if you want to listen to it, didn't your people say? Now, let me get this. You're going to give him credit. People, watch this. They give Kevin Stefanski credit for that man playing and throwing for 400 yards. But yet and still, you want to give him credit for what he's done on the football field as it's an added bonus. But then you say, you know what? He got a lot of maturing to do. Which is it? You're going to give somebody else credit as a feather in his cap, but then turn around to the dude that's putting the work in on the football field, he still need to mature. No, brother, no. See, first of all, here's what's happening. The problem we'll be seeing around the circle of this thing is you've been invalidated. See, before in this industry, we used to take your word for it. In this industry, it used to be 3 or 4 people that were gatekeepers. People that control the narrative, control the information, control what we was talking about. The whispers and people running around talking about what we do and what we don't do, right? Those whispers have been invalidated. No longer does your word matter like that. Matter of fact, you might just be another dude like me talking on the internet. But under no circumstances are we going to allow you to run that narrative back 2 years in a row. Under no, here's what I'm going to say, not we. I got time and energy. I got time and energy. And I'm not trying to be no scout. And I ain't trying to be in the mix. I'm only here for the truth. I'm only here to talk my talk. That's it. So I don't get off my pivot very easily. You tried it last year and it worked. And it slid all the way down to the 5th round. But you ain't about to get that off now. You ain't about to get that off now. Because I done been in the building. I done been in the city. We done all seen it. We done seen the play on the field. The fact of the matter, you lose credibility every time you say stupid stuff like that. That was the dumbest comment I've ever heard. He needs to mature. How? Again, G. Bush, I tell y'all, when people say these little blanket, little talking points, you got to get down to it like this. What do you mean by maturity? Give me an example. By the way, all that drifting in the pocket, I ain't seen him drifting in the pocket for 400 yards. See, what you got to do is, hey, listen, what you got to do is, hey, how many of these quarterbacks drifted? Todd? Was he drifting over here? Rookie quarterbacks with 350 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and a touchdown rushing. The only person, so that means Lamar Jackson was fading in the pocket. Josh Allen was too. I don't even see Joe Montana or Marino on this list. Huh? See, this is what I be telling y'all when things be happening. When you want to come with that narrative ball, when you get on, see, the goal was to not even put him on the football field. The goal was not to put him on the football field. They tried to red shirt him. They tried to say it's not fair to Dylan. It's not fair to have this guy behind him. Nobody care about what you think is fair. Take that 350. And the problem is this. You guys are running around and all you got to do is raise your hand and say, you know what? I had a bad evaluation. We all get it wrong sometimes. But no, you guys are running around triple, doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, right? Let's talk about it. It's courtesy 92.3 The Fan. Jonathan Peterlin and Nick Wilson have been on this since day one. Jonathan Peterlin, we talked about it. We've been saying it for over here. He said, watch how they work. Jonathan Peterson, watch how they work. He said this months ago. When he get in the football game, all of a sudden, it was the structure that got him to play well. It was the coaching staff that got him to play well. It was all of the above. He told you weeks ago. And boy, oh boy, they walked right back. They walked into that, didn't they? They walked right there into that. The reason why Shedeur has learned quickly is because all of the extra time Stefanski spent with him. Ooh-wee. Peterlin and Nick Wilson called this out a long time ago.
Understand that for months they tore him down, and the repercussions of that, it should be, you can't just dead cat bounce and all of a sudden we just sweep that under the rug because now for 3 weeks you're giving him first team reps. Like, you have to live with that idea that for you let it perpetuate the idea that he couldn't play football and he was so far behind and he was this and he was that, and it just wasn't true. Your own evaluations stunk. You have to own that at some point.
Well, and I think this is really, 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 I'm going to say really again because it feels really good.
One more
what
time
I'm saying.
would be nice.
Really important. What is frustrating is that you've done all this and you've been so absolute in your belief. And then several of us called this out in real time, how the season was going to go, how this quarterback room was going to go, and the faultiness of it, and the idea that you've wasted half a season with Dylan Gabriel. Because you didn't just waste the 6 games you started. You wasted the first 4 games because you were giving him number one reps in practice. And you, by the way, in camp, he was getting number 1 reps once Kenny Pickett got hurt as well. That was all time spent that could have been spent getting the better player ready.
If they'd just been, I don't know, opening their eyes.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. They've been calling it out in real time. We've already predicted over here what the pivot would be. Oh, it's the Browns' infrastructure that has made Shedeur Sanders look so great. And then I threw a monkey wrench in the game and said, listen, you don't learn nothing by doing nothing. You don't sit on the bench and osmosisly it absorbs into you. You sit and watch. These talking points are beginning destroyed in real time. And you know what? You can get mad at people if you want. This is what comes with it. If you've been, and I love what he said about that. You let that idea that he was slow, didn't know what he was doing, immature, a distraction, you let that matriculate and grow and fester. You couldn't even, it seemed like the coach couldn't even say the dude's name. Took him 7-8 weeks. And then, by the way, you said, hey, listen, no backup quarterback gets first team reps. Liars. Because just like they put it in here, Dylan Gabriel was getting first team reps from the get-go. From Jump Street, from 21 Jump Street, from the plane from Oregon. From the plane since day one. He was given everything. But we forget that? No, you didn't forget it. What it's called is you trying to grab and claw and fight and figure it out in real time. The ground and the feet, the ground underneath you has moved. Because the problem is when you got somebody doing stuff like this, when you have somebody throwing for that many yards, when you have, by the way, you make evaluations on these guys, and we keep all this stuff. When you're making evaluations on these guys and you start to see, wow, we tripped on this one. We really tripped bad on this one. Huh? When you start to get a point where you look at what happened, 4 touchdowns, 393 total yards, right? First rookie quarterback this year to throw for 300 yards in a season. Not the first overall pick, not not Jackson Dart, not Tyler Shook, not Dylan Gabriel, not Jalen Milroe. He's the first one to do it, and they've been getting reps day one, week one. He did it in 3 weeks. When you do that, you look crazy. And right now, people is trying to scramble and say, how do I avoid not looking crazy? Well, here's the way you can do that. It's just say, listen, I was wrong on this. I was wrong on it, fellas. I was wrong. I got the evaluation wrong. I got the evaluation wrong. You can't continue to deflect and strip medals. You can't continue to deflect and strip medals and use buzzwords as if we don't know what you're doing. And then the most disrespectful part about it is when we call it out, you want to get mad and play the victim. How dare you call me out on my inaccurate rhetoric? How dare you call me out on that and then hold me accountable for what I said for 6 months? How dare you? I said it with, listen, did you say you was wrong? No, I didn't. But I just want to talk about other things now. Stop. You're not the victim. You're not. You wrote in either or, you wrote or you was down with everything the Browns told you, a la Kevin Stefanski. And it's very evident who was telling you it. It was evident. Why you feel like the same people that everybody got to back up Kevin now? Because you know it exposed him. Expose. You played Dylan Gabriel. He wasn't good. Nobody in the league had that evaluation. Now, every article is why Kevin will get another job. Why Kevin is not his fault. While it's Deshaun Watson's fault. It's the fact that Baker Mayfield was immature. It was cold on Tuesday. The soup wasn't ready. My kid got to get picked up from school. I don't understand what's happening. I wanted to wear a black shirt except for the blue shirt. You know what? My vacation got postponed. My check came late. I don't even know what's happening. I woke up with a sore throat. How many excuses you gonna get at, man? And you don't even understand it. You look corny. You ever see somebody that's in a bad relationship and then something happened at home and they get on the phone and tell everybody what happened? Tell the story in detail. Got their partner looking crazy. Then 2 days later, they go out to eat, hang out, make out a few times, and all of a sudden, they bring them back to the holiday functions. Like, hey, here's so-and-so. You're like, bro, this the same so-and-so that you just said y'all was arguing and fighting and threatening to go to jail over each other? But listen, I understand what I said before. But he's a really good guy. He tried to push you down some stairs and then stole your checkbook and bounced checks. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes, he had a tough upbringing. How? He had a whole family. As a matter of fact, he was a trust fund baby. Went to the best schools. His parents gave him millions of dollars. What are you talking about? I know, but money doesn't mean necessarily. I'm just saying, give him another try. If I'm willing to give him another chance, you should be willing. Shut your mouth up. We tired of hearing all that. Come on. I want to give Kevin credit for the 400 yards, but yet still at every turn, I don't know if Shedeur's the long-term answer. What kind of mental gymnastics is that? Let's give the credit to the coach that didn't want him to play or start, gave him no reps and couldn't say his name. But on the other flip side, you want to then say the performance wasn't good enough for him to prove that he's the long-term answer. You talk about these folks in a cult. Maybe you're in the Just for Men commercial. Maybe you want him to have a beard, his nice lined up. What are we talking about here? This been 6 years. And you giving away accolades, stripping medals. He loves me though. They go both ways. I ain't bashing the women. Us fellas, bad relationships is bad relationships. She in the club all the time. Y'all together, but she go missing 3-4 weeks in a row. How you together in a long-term relationship? Y'all live in the same house, and every time I call you, she's somewhere in Florida on a girls' trip. Dog, what you mean? Hey, what's going on, bro? I'm gonna pull up you want to watch the game? Nah, dog, I really can't even. I can't even really go nowhere right now. What's up, bro? I thought we was going to watch the game. Nah, I can't even really do it. You know what I'm saying? Denise, she on a girls' trip. You know what I'm saying? In Florida. She got time off work like that? Yeah. She, it was already planned. But I thought Denise was out with her, wasn't she on a family vacation? Yeah, she was with her family 2-3, that was a couple of months ago. I said, but it was a family vacation, but you didn't get to go? And you got to keep the kids? Yeah, I'm watching the kids though. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the kid. I said, you got a newborn, right? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? She had been taking care of the kid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the 9 months, you know what I'm saying? She was kind of locked down in 9 months, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like she had to get a break. So I figured she just had the baby 2 weeks ago. So then they went on a vacation like 2 weeks after. I said, so you got the baby, you got the toddler, and you got to take your 8-year-old to preschool to first grade too? Yeah. I'm just juggling. I'm good though. You know what I'm saying? I'm good though. As long as I got the bottles ready. Nah, fam. You might want to figure that out. Ain't no woman, no grown woman, no family woman, no the matriarch of your family after you have a baby under no circumstances is out here going on any type of trip when that baby get born. You lucky if you get any attention. You lucky you might get a plate of food. Let that baby come out. You ain't doing none of that. Yeah. She made a lot of milk though, you know what I'm saying? She got it in. Oh, she already pumped it out, G. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. If you want to come over about 7, I gotta lay the kids down. We can get on them sticks. Nah, bro. You need to go find out where your wife is at. You need to be ain't no session. We ain't got no time for no vacations. It go both ways now, fellas. We ain't trying to get on the ladies. We be doing a bunch of stuff extra. It go both ways. But y'all out here making y'all be making these excuses. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. You ain't seen your woman in 2 weeks. Let me tell you this. Hey, listen. Put your hands up. Put the ones in the comment section if you're feeling where I'm going with this. Let me tell you something. I got a 15 to 20 minute window to be back at that house. If I got about a 2-hour window. If I'm supposed to be at the house, you know where I'll be at, right? I got a 2-hour window. Let me not show up at the crib at 2 hours. And I done been off work. And guess what? I can't even lie to y'all. Everybody know when G. Bush be at work or sick. I love y'all to death. Y'all be on that text message. I'll be like, listen, hey, G. Bush, what's up? 2 days go by. Hey, bro, I seen, hey, what's going on? You good, bro? You good, fam? I said, yeah, man. I tuned in to UCSS, dog. Tuned in to UCSS. Didn't even see you on the panel today, bro. What's going on? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I got about 2 hours. Let my wife not know where I've been at for 2 hours. She accounting. Listen, because you know what she gonna do? You know what she gonna do? And this is devastating. She gonna call my mom. And you know when your daughter-in-law call your mom, it's a problem. Mom, I'm concerned. Garrett no show home. Garrett no show up after work. How long he been missing? It's been about a half hour. Give him an hour. If he ain't an hour, me and your father will be up here in the way. We'll be up there on the way. How long did you track his car? Do you got this license plate? Yeah, we're gonna get that down. Listen, we listen. The Lord is in charge. But I'm gonna tell you what, if that boy is playing around, I know something. 2 hours. Talk about we gonna get back to it. We're gonna get back to it. I don't understand. Like, I used to listen to like these shows and radios, right? And I'd be watching TV and they'd be like, yeah, John didn't come home last night. What? I'm like, what? I'd be asking all my OGs, the ladies, all the OGs, all the aunties and uncles, what was y'all doing in the 70s and 80s where that was acceptable? What you mean John didn't come home at night? I got 35 minutes. If I don't answer that phone, it goes, huh. We're going to get back to it. But they've been trying to deflect and strip these medals, but it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. The medal, like, you can't do it. And so when I'm going to talk about this situation moving forward is this also. I'm going to talk about this too. Shedeur played Caleb Williams before 2023, and the team almost won. He'll be okay, but football is a team sport. Just a girl. Thank you so much for that. Let's get to this. Because you know I keep all my receipts. This is why y'all pull up. because I already know what people are going to be saying. Todd, it's another one too, Todd. Come on now. What you going to do with this? What you going to do with this? Hey, come on now. Step your game up. You got to step your hate up. These fellas was running around and talking about what he is and what he ain't. Against USC, see, they played head-to-head before, right? They played head-to-head before, right? You said he does some of the same things, but don't have the arm strength. He does some of the same things, but doesn't have the athleticism or arm strength to get out of what he gonna do. Well, apparently, in 2023, Shedeur Sanders threw for 372 yards, rushed for another 50 yards and 5 touchdowns. Seems to me that he rushed for more yards than Caleb Williams. USC had a better roster, and he still had over 422 total offense. He's not missing for 38. It's just 30 minutes you missing. That's a missing in my book, in my household. That is a missing persons report. Man, you ain't running around here with that. This is what the head coach Johnson said on facing Shedeur Sanders. He's a dangerous player. He's doing a great job as a rookie. He does a great job extenuating the play and creating his own. Last 3 weeks, you feel a little bit of a spark with 12 out there. So if you want to compare, see, this is the thing that I don't be understanding with these folks sometimes. And I know that they know that we're smarter than that. But there's a thing called the internet. And the internet is there for a resource, as a tool. It serves as a historical record. When you mention people in this grand scheme of things, and you sit here and say, oh my gosh, he's not so-and-so. Well, what are you talking about? He's not so-and-so. I've seen him play against Caleb Williams, and he's done well to hold his own, if not outplay him. It was head-to-head. It was USC with 4 and 5 stars versus Shedeur in Colorado. You are correct. He did that. His roster was better. Oh, receipts is coming. Remember, no Travis Hunter on that team. He was injured against USC for the Colorado State game. And they still talking about drifting in the pocket. He wasn't drifted in the pocket when he dropped that dime to Jerry Jeudy. He wasn't drifted in the pocket when he dropped 2 dimes in the corner of the end zone. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you about this. Let me tell you about this. These dudes, I am convinced there's an epidemic out here. When I was in college, let me give y'all this. When I was in college, we used to have this thing called writing site. You had to write it and submit your paperwork, and they would scrub it for plagiarism. Nowadays with ChatGPT, they done got all kind of apps. I don't even know. ChatGPT and all these AI. I don't know why would you be making. We need to stop making people do papers. Period. What good is it? But back in the day, we used to have to do those things. And now today, I look around, and I'm going to tell you this. My sneaking suspicion is these guys don't do any work. They're not. So let me show y'all this. I'm going to give you a perfect example right here. Let me see if it makes sense to you. The only thing that keeps me grounded is the fact that I'm rooted in what my purpose and what God is telling me to do. So there's checks and balances with me. There's also checks and balances because I keep people around me that check me. I keep people, nobody around me is afraid to tell me anything, right? I want that. As a matter of fact, I like people disagreeing with me because it makes me literally have to think out and figure out and question whether I'm in the right space and the right pocket that I'm supposed to be in. But there's a lot of people ain't in that space. And you can get to a point where you in your career, where your name, your reputation, and everything about you precedes yourself, right? You become so big that you got people that will listen to what you say because of what you've done in the past. Your legacy or what you put in will give people the benefit of the doubt. You'll get the benefit of the doubt even if in a soul, it don't hit the same. Even if it don't sit right in their soul, they say, but that's G. Bush, though. He did do X, Y, and Z. He did say this before. I'm going to give him a shot. I'm going to give him a chance. And the dangerous part about that is this. If you out here and you start selling a bill of goods that you don't believe in, or you start selling a bill of stuff that you ain't really, it ain't what you believe. It ain't based on your work. It ain't based on your research. You are in trouble, because what you start to do is you start to just turn the microphone on to hear yourself talk. You're not even thinking about what you're saying. You don't even believe what you're saying. You just saying stuff to say it. And the work that people are putting in, I've noticed once you get to a certain level, all that work that you put in to get you to that level, it starts to fade away. Why do I need to watch this football game? I'll just watch the highlights. Why do I need to go evaluate and scout people? I don't got time for that. I'd rather go out and have vacations and leisure. Why do I need to do that? I could just talk to a general manager, talk to people behind the scenes, or frankly, I could just give my opinion. And because I am who I am, and I've been here long enough, and I got an established audience and base, my word and my weight of what I say counts. You remember in one of the strongest scenes in The Wire is when Weebay was talking to his girl, right? And the mom was coming down there, and they wanted, you know, the mom, Calvin, the superintendent, the police guy, he came down and saw Weebay, and he spoke to him in jail. And Weebay says, you know, how you make you think that my son gonna be anything different? He said, man, your son could be anything he wanna be. He is talented. But his mom wasn't on it. His mom was like, yo, you gonna be a drug dealer? You gonna be a street dude just like your dad did? Because guess how his name ring out. So his mom goes, talks to Weebay in jail, and Weebay say, hey, listen, that detective came down here and said, my son can be anything he wanna be. And he say, he ain't gonna be, his name ain't gonna be like yours. And he's like, what does that mean? I'm in here, stuck in here for life, not about to do nothing. So here's what you gonna do. You gonna let that boy do his thing. And she clapped back at him. And Weebay said, understand, it's my word in here that keep you safe and getting bread. And it'll be my word that finds you out there if I figure out you ain't doing nothing that I told you to do. Now you say, G. Bush, what did I got to say about what we talk about Shedeur Sanders and the media? Because sometimes your ego and the level of ego that you bring to the table puts you in a circumstance where you get in trouble. It's my word. My opinion is elevated. My opinion rings out. My opinion is magnified. My. Sound like Johnny Gill. My. Sure look good tonight. See, I'm sorry. Boy, Johnny Gill, who is that? Sorry for all you young boys. Hey, Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill oversing a song. Johnny Gill is one of them singers that you don't let your girl go to the concert by themselves. Here's a couple, 3 people that you don't let your girl hang around. You're not going to a Johnny Gill concert. You're not going to a Chris Brown concert. You're not going to Trey Songz concert. Under no circumstances. It's not going to happen. You listen, Johnny Gill be over singing the song. He be growling at the girls. I'm like, dang, bro, Johnny, come on now. You be trying to sing the shirts off of these ones. Like, you can't do that. You singing, Johnny Gill be going crazy. But when you get to your my stuff, it's hard for you to bring that back and say, you know what? Maybe it ain't just me and mine. Maybe it just has something to do with whether or not I was correct or right about it and what we doing. Right? But you guys keep getting caught up. All you got to do is say, hey, I kind of got that one wrong a little bit, bro. I kind of got that one a little wrong. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to play this week-to-week game. You see, some of y'all, this ain't Straight Talk Wireless. This ain't month-to-month, bro. Shout out to Straight Talk. This, man, you got to get you a bill. T-Mobile, Sprint, something. AT&T. You're going to have to get Revel. You're going to have to do something. This is not month-to-month. So every time we talk about Shedeur Sanders, after he done pick that game up, is, oh, now all of a sudden, what can he do with 300 yards this game? No, we're not doing that game neither. We're not about to do that. See, you guys move these posts so much that I'm gonna call y'all U-Haul, Penske. Y'all cats got all kind of drawings on the side of these U-Haul trucks. The desert, an aquarium, a football game. Y'all been moving the goalposts so long, it done got to a point where y'all need to own the trucking company. He throw for 360 some yards, something nobody else did. Now the goal is, but he lost the game though. Hey, Johnny Gill, hey, Usher is another one. Usher, yeah, you're right. Usher is another one we cannot, Usher too talented, bro. He way too talented. He gonna be on, Usher will be on roller skates serenading your girl. Just sliding around. Usher be, man, come on now. Sliding around on them skates. Talk about you remind me of a girl I used to know. No, you don't. Not her. That I once knew. Nah, Usher. And he got songs talk about you don't got to call. Oh, no. My girl has to call after that concert. Where you at? You coming home? Nah. All that after hours stuff. No. No after hours. Nah, no after party. You got to work tomorrow. Yeah, man. And pick me up something from the store too on the way back. Oh boy. But now all of a sudden, we got to throw for 300 a week, and that wasn't the bar for the last quarterback. We got to you got to go on the road with everybody being hurt, in the cold, everybody beat up. You don't got the starting center. You're playing rookies against a playoff team. Now all of a sudden, to audition and to try out to be the quarterback next year, we got to see 5 more. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. Hey, look at this noise. Look at this nonsense. They're like, dang, G. Bush, I ain't seen this dude got receipts. He got the video receipts and the rest of it. According to Mr. McShay, I'm not buying for a millisecond that Shedeur is their long-term answer at quarterback. In his last flash mock, McShay has the Browns at number 4, trading with the Giants to pick 1 to select Fernando Mendoza. McShay doesn't elaborate on why he thinks the Browns won't stick with Shedeur, other than the team might have a new GM and head coach. Of course he won't elaborate. Why would you elaborate about a historical game that just happened? Why would you elaborate on something where the number one pick that got picked at quarterback got outplayed by him by a long shot last week in Cam Ward? Why would you insinuate and say this is the only quarterback that is thrown for 400 yards? And why would you say any of that? Do you think, here's the thing too. Boy, y'all cats be thinking, if y'all say it in a way, y'all think it, see, this is, you think you use these little buzzwords that it got you high level. I'm not buying for a millisecond that Shedeur Sanders is their long-term answer at quarterback. Long-term, listen, let me tell you something. I don't buy for a millisecond that Kevin Stefanski has ever been the long-term answer for the Cleveland Browns. When you see them articles, by the way, you guys just don't understand something. Let me just bring y'all into business. I know a lot, and no disrespect to y'all. There's a lot of people in the media that got into journalism. I started off in business. That's what my degrees are in. And let me tell you something. Oh, but yeah, Todd McShay told us that Todd McShay done told us that Lamar Jackson wasn't it. He told me Jalen Hurts wasn't it. All right. But let me just tell you how this thing works. Let me go from a business standpoint. You got a dude that just threw for 360-something yards, almost 400 total 400. I seen him do this in an NFL game. I seen him do this in an NFL game. And you telling me that so your projection, see the ego? Let me tell you about the ego. Your projection of what you think about a person in your own head outweighs what somebody saw in real life in a real football game. You see how crazy that sounds? You don't even know if Fernando Mendoza can do that in a regular game. You really ain't seen him do that against no pro team. You just saw Shedeur Sanders do that in real life. Not a make-believe story. But you're telling me that you got such a high opinion of your thought process and what you know and see and understand about quarterbacks that you're valuing. I see him throw for 220-something yards and a touchdown and an interception against Ohio State. But yet and still, you saw what it is at the level, the highest pinnacle in the world. And you saw him do it what no other quarterback has done. But yet and still, your evaluation and what you think, we're going to trade up all these picks. Stop playing with us. Can we stop? But it worked last year. And we're going to end with Mr. McShay. It worked last year. But let me tell you what's not going to work. You see, I get it. I think the timing of this is a little strange, right? So the timing is right now, the draft stuff is coming up. 4 games left in a year. Senior Bowl stuff on the horizon. Quarterbacks and everything doing their things. And now we're going to drum up some noise. We're going to drum up some energy around the quarterback position. What better way to do that with one of the most polarizing athletes right now? Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. You prognosticate on quarterbacks. Even if you just wanted to roll out Shedeur Sanders content about why you like every other player besides Shedeur Sanders, you're going to do a lot of numbers. You're going to do a lot of numbers because you feel like this is triggering. Let's trigger everybody, and we'll diminish what Shedeur did during the regular season, and then we'll talk about why I believe that this quarterback is better than him or translates or whatever the case may be, right? But there's a pattern here. You did it last year. And it dominated the news cycle because these narratives about what Shedeur Sanders was or wasn't, his interview process, whether teams liked it or not, was he wearing headphones or was he disrespectful? Did he wear jewelry? Did the Giants like him? What did Brian Dable say? Well, let me just tell you something. I don't give a what Brian Dable think. He fired. He gone. He been out of here. He should have been worried about the quarterback that he had in Jackson Dart instead of worried about spreading propaganda about Shedeur Sanders. That's what happens. NFL stands for not for long when you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing and worry about what you getting it done. Second of all, this year we're not going. This year we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. See, we got time, energy, and effort on our hands. You might want to go talk about something else because it ain't going to. This ain't going to turn out like that. It ain't going to turn out like that. We understand what the game plan is. We understand what the marching orders are. But here's the thing. What you're not going to do is use these coded words. Talk about that man's play on the field. Oh, you can't because he was balling. Talk about what he's done off the field. Oh, you can't because he does what he needs to do in the community. Talk about what this. No, it's not going to work. So, yeah, you might get some traction here or there. But let me just talk to you real quick. It ain't gonna be like this last year. Because we got time. We got time. Let's talk about this too. I kind of jumped into it a little bit, and we'll transition into kind of what I want to talk about with the Bears. From a business standpoint, you got a person who is one of the most popular people in the world at this point. In this conversation about what people are talking about, just trade them. The Browns aren't sure. The Browns aren't sure about this. Let me tell you what Jimmy Haslam is sure about. Jimmy Haslam, you don't get to be a billionaire by being a dummy. You don't get to be a billionaire without understanding some aspects of business. Shedeur Sanders, let me just say this. It does not matter what any of these quarterbacks do, ever. The only quarterback that has comparable star power for the next 25 to 30 years is Arch Manning. That's it. Anybody you draft will not have the interest level, will not have the fan base, will not have the presence, the charisma, and they don't even have the skill set. So as a businessman, you just sat there and watched this dude in 3 weeks drop dime after dime after dime after dime with no surrounding roster, with no reps. And you also watch the numbers in the market and the marketplace and how many jerseys it done sold. And you watch the number of fans that are interested. And you watch how many people want to see the football games and how he has a global fan base. Why would any business owner in their world not attach themselves to that? It's the reciprocation process. Listen, when you talk about it, it's 1 times A and A times 1 is the same thing. It's the same thing. If I want the Cleveland Browns fan base or the base of the Browns base to grow, if Shedeur Sanders is my team, that by default means I got more Browns fans. But y'all don't understand. Shedeur Sanders fans equals Browns fans. But you guys don't have no business acumen and business sense. You guys think emotionally. You guys think without understanding how the markets move, bro. Why would a dude give up a golden goose? Why would you, even if he's not good, he's thinking to himself, even if he's just mediocre, you know how many jerseys I can sell? You know how many games I'm going to be on television? You know how many potential season tickets I can sell? He got a brand new stadium in 29. If Shedeur Sanders is a good football player, he only got to be great. If he's good, There are people that will just sign up for them expensive tickets and travel with a global fan base all over this country to follow the Browns. Now, add the fact that the Browns have one of the most loyal fan bases. The Browns backer community is the biggest in the world. There's people who watch this that's in Iceland, Finland, UK, Brazil, South America, Australia, England, the UK, everybody. There's people that watch this show, not just the Browns. I'm talking about the Barbershop. And that's because we do Browns content. You think there ain't an analyst sitting up in that ivory tower telling them, boy, can you imagine, Jimmy? We got the stadium opening up. We done grew our fan base by 40%. We went from 0 televised games to 4 or 5 primetime games. The jersey sales are out the wazoo. The players in the locker room are excited about it. And you're telling me you're going to trade that away for Mendoza? Who might not even be better than the guy physically. He might not even be him on the field. He'll never be him off the field. But you guys are advocating. This is the crazy thing about the Browns. This is a crazy thing about people that don't think for themselves. You're advocating you get rid of one of the most popular athletes in the world who just showed you he can play. And I can understand if it was like Tebow. Tebow was popular, but he couldn't play. He can actually play, and we're going to give that away for free? What? Come on. Come on. The owner's grandchildren have 12 jerseys. Come on. That's why the whole conversation is ridiculous. No owner, no billionaire passes up the opportunity to print money. They are printing money. He wants to become the Jerry Jones of the Midwest. You want Thanksgiving games? 12. You want games on prime time? 12. You want to be on Amazon Plus and Amazon Prime and Apple TV? 12. You want a reality show? Listen, just follow him around. He got his own media company. Just follow him around. You want to move units? It's 12. You want to be good? 12. You want touchdowns? 12. You want to throw for 350 a game? 12. But you guys are so dense that you're going to tell me the same team that we couldn't get 13 points and the offense was putrid. Now when that 350 go up, that 360 go up, when them touchdowns start raining down from the air, now all of a sudden give it to me again. And then we done proving it to you. You don't watch film anyway. We done proving it to you. You don't watch these games. And I'm convinced half of y'all not Browns fans. Half of y'all not Browns fans. So we're not trying to convince you. We're on to the Bears. We're not trying to bring you along. We no longer are sitting here saying, please, media band, please, media guy with a platform, please believe in Shedeur Sanders. Please, just say 3 nice things about him. Please, just give him a chance. Just don't say nothing bad. Shut up. We ain't doing none of that. Bye. Bye. I'm just throwing you a little business out there. Let me clear my decks here. Throwing some business out there. We got a lot of super chats. We're gonna get to y'all too. We're gonna read all of them. We're gonna get to all of them. Yeah. We're gonna get to them. Let's throw this out here. We're gonna get to it. You see, this is the level in which I'm trying to get to and narrate and navigate. 6,829 people in here. Wherever you at, hit that like button. If you on Facebook, we appreciate you. If you on Twitter, you on Instagram, you on X, you on UCSS, you on Barbershop. We appreciate all of y'all 6,000 people. Hit that like button, hit that share button wherever you at. By the way, I've been hearing people talk about that Kool-Aid Mafia. It's available. Got the cups, got the hats. We'll put the link in the description. Ship it right to your door. We got to get to a point where we can start getting to this. Because even though I like doing this and like debunking narrative-based content, the thing that I hold dearly and the most that I enjoy about the game of football is actually the game of football. It is why we do film breakdowns and film reviews, because I want to educate my fan base and the people that want to learn more about the game of football. I want to educate them on what's going on. Because one thing that I cannot deal with and I refuse to deal with any longer, and I started doing this not because I'm just doing memberships. I did this because I got tired of all summer people turning around with these buzz phrases and all this. Well, he can't get out of the huddle. He can't do this. The Browns this, the Browns that. And I can weave through that because I done played the game and I'm in here and I know how to move and figure out, oh, yeah, come on, that ain't even right. That ain't truthful. But a lot of y'all folks, a lot of the people only have the wherewithal and the means to listen to people. A lot of people don't have access to film. Some people don't even have access to cable to watch the game. Some people only can watch the highlights. So the thing that I try to do and bring to the table is I'm not going to have you being out here being ignorant. So now there's checks and balances. So now when somebody says he's consistently he's trying to drift in the pocket, under no circumstances, Todd McShay, is that correct? Because I've been showing film work of Shedeur Sanders for weeks. And if you pulled up to the members only, everything that you're talking about is a bona fide lie. And you talk about going back to Colorado. How are you going back to Colorado? Go back to the Titans game. Go back to the Raiders game. Go back to the 49ers game. Go back. Stop going back 3, 4, 5 years ago. That tell me you ain't kept up on what. See, you're telling on yourself. I know you watch college film. How much pro film you done watched? Ooh. Might be kind of hard to watch all the film, right? You got 7 rounds, right? You breaking down 7 rounds of college tape, right? 7 rounds. Even the quarterbacks that may go undrafted. How much time do you got to delve and dive into Cleveland Browns tape? Not so much. So when you giving this analysis that's bland, that is generic, what tells me is you have not done the work. You have not taken a look at what's happened on the football field. If you are referencing what somebody did in Colorado and not referencing what he did last week, did you watch last week? Or you just going off my name? My name is my name. In the words of Marlo Stanfield. My name on the block. My name is out here in these streets. Well, here's what's going to happen. You go out there and you tell everybody. Marlo Stanfield, step to anybody. My name is my name. So you standing on your name, but you got to stand on that work. Talk about what he did against it, and stop. But what we got to get to is a point where we stop talking about why somebody fell. That's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. At this point, we are talking about what the fierce urgency of today. All of this other noise and jargon y'all talking about why he fell, who made him fall, why didn't he get reps, how come it was this, what are we doing with that? It is irrelevant. Irrelevant. We are worried about what's happening on the football field today. I want to talk about how he's developed a connection with Harold Fannin Jr. I want to talk about, hey, Jerry Jeudy. It looked like y'all got a connection for everybody that was mad at Jerry Jeudy, and we was all salty at him. Shedeur Sanders wrapped his arms around him and said, listen, come on over here, Jerry. I get it. We're going to work that out. By the way, we're talking about maturity. I saw the maturity firsthand. Jerry Jeudy was going off on the sidelines. What did Shedeur Sanders say to him? Did he go back at him? Did he clap back at him? Did he put hands on him? Did he get into the media and start dogging him? What did he do? He worked with him and got it together. Talk about some maturity. Talk about no maturity, bro. You might want to start, you're going to have to, all these character assassination stuff, that got to go. That got to go. You talk about what the dude do on the field. You want to talk about him backdropping and doing something? Let's do that. But all these thinly veiled, here's the problem. I do not like that. You don't know me. You've never met me. You haven't been in no room with me. You ain't never saw me from nobody. We don't converse. We don't hang out. We don't do nothing. You ain't never been in the same room as me. We don't have the same tax bracket. You don't wear the same jewelry or cars I got. You don't know nobody that I know, and you still talk about my maturity level. How? How? You talk about my character. But if he would say something about your character, then all of a sudden you're going to play victim, right? Oh, how dare he's out of line. He shouldn't have said that. And it's time out for that. Listen, stand in your business. Y'all got to understand something. If you write something, that's your opinion. You could type anything you want to. But don't be mad when the heat comes. Don't get mad and play victim role like somebody doing you wrong. Somebody just don't agree with you, bro. Somebody don't agree with you. You said something, it was wrong, stand on it. But you want to get up, you want to get the sympathy out. Oh, I'm just saying, and he says something, I don't believe athletes should be going back and forth with media members. They shouldn't be, now you should have watched what you said. Where I was from, my mom always told me something, right? My mom always told me, you can say whatever you want, but you gotta be willing to take what comes with it. You gotta be willing to take what comes with that. So if you say something and people disagree with you and you were wrong, why you feel like you're gonna play the victim like somebody ain't gonna call you out? So, yeah, it might take a year. It might take a year. It might take 6 months. They might not listen to you for a long time. This guy's out here running around doing, stop. What we got to get to, and the hope is, we got to get to these games. Because here's another opportunity for Shedeur Sanders. Here's another opportunity to come out here and to go head to head with another guy that they said was it and you wasn't. They said he was it and you wasn't. Oh, he's different. Caleb Williams different. Cam Ward is different. All right, show him how different it is. Oh, it was just the Titans. Show him how different it is against the Bears. And I ain't sitting here saying that you're going to be perfect. I ain't saying that you ain't going to throw no picks. I ain't going to say none of that. But here's another opportunity to prove people wrong. It's another opportunity to show what you can do and put it on tape. And I like the youth movement. I like the youth movement. You see, hey, rookie of the week, right? He wasn't jumping up and down and doing victory laps. And the reality of the situation is nobody that's on the Barbershop or UCSS or any other platform is doing victory laps. Sometimes I get mad and I get salty at what be happening, what be said, because these media dudes, to me, is out here trying to be funny on the slide. You think that all we want to be is relevant? You think all we want to do is have a nice storyline? I don't care about storylines. I want to beat the brakes off other teams. Listen, we've been laughed at. We've been clowned. We've been, you got stripped of your team. Every single time they talk about it, it's the name of the different people on the back of the jersey and how many quarterbacks you swung and missed on. and you finally get somebody that look like they want to be it, that want to step into that mantle, that want to be different, and you don't even know it's right in front of your face, can't even see it, and you let these other jokers in the media hype you up and amp you up on anonymous sources, and all they do is laugh and say, you know, those guys at Cleveland, boy, hey, you gotta love the lovable losers. And them's the people that you roll with. That's the people you listen to. Those are the people that give you your information. You know what? Hey, shout out to him. Hey, if my wife would have listened to everybody else, that all my ex-wives that said, or ex-girlfriends or ex-fiancés that said, G. Bush is this, that, and the third, and she got scared off, I'm glad she didn't listen to that. We're gonna figure out for ourselves. Running around and talk about pre-draft analysis. We don't care what you say. Good. I'm glad. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say, and y'all can use this if you want. If Shedeur Sanders was wearing jewelry and had a boombox and was watching and was playing Madden 25 with his crew and shooting dice in the pre-draft evaluations, great. That's what I like to see. You know why? Because they didn't take him. I want you shooting dice in every one of them evaluations. Great. Because you know what happened? It turned out that you didn't take him, and we got lucky. We took him. Good. I'm glad he had a do-rag in there. I'm glad he was in there shooting dice, listening to Tupac. I'm glad he was doing all of those trope narratives that you said he was doing. Because good. That means we got a quarterback, and you didn't. Who cares what you think about him? Now you got to go play us. I don't care what those around the league. I don't care about the league. I don't care about what another executive for another team says. I don't care. Why do you guys keep using that narrative and logic? Like I give it, you know what another anonymous executive says. I don't care nothing about it. I don't care if they get their utilities cut off over there. I care about the Cleveland Browns and what we got. Not nobody talk about an anonymous GM around the league, the thought around the league. Who cares? I don't care what's going on. Hey, listen, that didn't even work in my house when I grew up. Hey, Ma, you know you better be home by the streetlights. Hey, listen, I polled the audience of the parents around our neighborhood, and the parents in around the neighborhood had said that 9:30 actually should be the time that I got to be on the porch. Because, and so I want to just give you a perspective of what the outside around the neighborhood. Boy, I didn't have them kids. I had you. You better be on that porch when I told you to be on the porch and stop playing games. Using these around the league. I don't live by around the league. I don't live around the block. I live about what's going on in my house and what we doing and how we moving. But you're too worried about that because if you did that, you'd have to actually talk about what happened on the field and not narrative. Now, wouldn't you? It's kind of, it ain't as sexy talking about them 400 yards that you got dropped on you. Let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. I'm watching this game because here's how I'm just tell you how they cook with it. Let's first of all talk about this. It's gonna be cold. It is gonna be cold. Kickoff temperature 12 degrees. Real feel is -5 with the wind. Wind gust up to 30 miles an hour off the lake. Browns versus Bears turning into a survival contest. Whoever wins the trench war wins the game. Bundle up. Soldier Field, it's about to be Arctic out there. That's going to be a factor in this football game. It's going to be a factor. But by the way, let me just tell you this. We can put this to bed too. Hey. I didn't see. This is even more impressive. Go back and watch these starts. This is the third bad weather game in a row. Take into account that when Flacco and Dylan Gabriel was playing, they was playing in picturesque weather. Beautiful. Sunny. Dylan, he did play against Miami. It was a nasty weather game as well. I'll give him that. We ain't gonna be complete haters. But they playing and practicing, and man, this dude done played against the 49ers, and that was crazy, man. The dude that last week it was snowing and nasty out against the Titans. Now we about to have this type of game. This is even another opportunity to come out here and show what you can do. Because now you can say, listen, yeah, you talked all that noise, but look, he's a cold weather quarterback as well. Let me find out that he could drop, because I was impressed with the fact that it was snowing yesterday and he had 300. Last week and had 300 plus yards. Let him come out here and have anything semblance to that. Because now we could put to bed, he doesn't have a strong arm. By the way, we done already put to bed the lie that he ain't athletic. Seems to me he to be athletic. Seems to me he don't be running backwards. He got we showed it on the film work. Two times he got out of traffic in a rushing touchdown. So there's a lot of stuff y'all be going on. We getting rid of it one by one. The cold weather situation. Hey, Ken's mom. It was cold. It was cold in Boulder, Colorado too. By the way, Birds Hugh, you are correct. They thought it was going to be worse than it was against Miami, and it turned out to be not that crazy. But it's going to be wild out there. So you got an opportunity. So with that being said, we want to see another level with this. The thing I'm impressed with Shedeur Sanders last week was he understood what type of time he was on. He understood what the assignment was. We went over the film work with me and Tyvis Powell, and two of the throws we talked about was getting the ball out to Jerome Ford when nothing was available. Another one, 3rd and 20. He understood that he wasn't going to get 20 yards back, but he understood it was a nasty game in terms of field position. Let me dump this thing off to Harold Fanning Jr. and get me 18 yards. Now we are able to punt, and now we're able to pin them back deep. And now we flip the field position game, because if our defense can stop them, we're going to get the ball with about 3 or 4 minutes left in the half, and we're going to have good field position. And guess what happened? He ends up throwing the pass to Jerry Jeudy for a long touchdown. Those are the things that I'm talking about. Understanding what type of time we're on, understanding the moment of the game, and being a complete game manager. Being the CEO of the game plan. Okay, I'll live to fight another day right here. Those are things that I've been most impressed with. This game is going to have to be one of those games, because he's going to have to pick his spots with the weather, and the Bears take the ball away a lot. Bears take the ball away a lot. They lead in turnovers. I think they got 15 or 17 interceptions, either one of the two. And not only that, let's talk about the guys that are out. This is by Dogs of Cleveland Browns podcast. Not great. The Browns ruled out several key players for Sunday's game against the Bears. And the questionable list isn't any better. So 1 hurts. Denzel Ward is out. David Njoku is out. Dylan Sampson is out. Jack Conklin is out. Wyatt Teller is out. Aiden Huntington is out. And Deshaun Watson is obviously out, but we knew that. The questionables is crazy too. Joe Bitonio is questionable. Cedric Tillman questionable. Malachi Corley questionable. Zach Zinner is questionable. And Mason Graham is questionable. Now listen, this is wild work. I know something. I'm going to just say this right now. If the Browns come out here and is able to keep this game close and keep this game close, I know something. I don't even know who Shedeur Sanders is going to throw the ball to. That's your top targets, your running backs, Not even talking about the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line will be all backups. Dylan Sampson had a nice game catching the football last week. He's out. You still got Harold Fanning Jr. You got Quinshon Judkins. You still got, Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond. But this is nasty work. I mean, this is a whole squad of dudes. But here's the thing. Let me tell you this. They come in here and they're competitive and they keep this thing close, and Shedeur Sanders plays one of them games where he plays turnover-free football. He makes good decisions. He makes timely throws. I done already seen enough. I done seen enough right now, to be truthful. Just off what he did last week, under no circumstances am I drafting a quarterback in 2026. Not doing it. The biggest need for your team is offensive line and receiver. Selmo Fudd, my brother, just gifted 10 memberships. 10. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. This is why I mess with y'all heavy. This is why I mess with y'all. We appreciate everybody, all the members in here. We appreciate everybody. Shout out to you. I'm going to tell you this, man. This game is very funny because I believe it sets up to see this again. Where we at? It sets up Shedeur Sanders versus Caleb Williams. Shedeur has a chance to prove himself against another number one pick. This is key because it gives you another opportunity to start evaluating NFL games instead of talking about college fantasy football. You see, the thought process is when these college football playoffs are going to happen, there's Mendoza and these guys, and there's a lot of other guys. And trust me, I don't want to hate on Mendoza because I think Mendoza could probably be a good NFL quarterback. Am I sold on the fact he's better than Shedeur Sanders? Under no circumstances. No. As a matter of fact, he don't have the numbers Shedeur Sanders had in college. To be honest with you. He hasn't put up and done things in the league that I saw today. It's yet to be seen because he's not in the league, but no. I just saw last week, we talked about what happened with Cam Ward. And I like Cam Ward. But if you are a guy and you're a person that says by far, head and shoulders, Cam Ward is the number one draft pick on the table, the number one guy on the board, and he's a number one overall pick, and he was outplayed by Shedeur Sanders, then what does that say? What does that mean? Because you can't bury that. Head to head with a bad roster, a bad team, and he puts up those type of numbers, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's take a look at it. This was the matchup. Cam Ward is 14 of 28, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Shedeur Sanders, 23 of 42, 364 yards, 4 total touchdowns, and 1 interception. If it turns out that in this matchup, Shedeur Sanders goes head-to-head and competes and puts up comparable numbers or wins this football game against Caleb Williams, the number one pick from the previous year, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Why would you mention anybody's? Why would you mention anybody's draft in a quarterback? Because I just saw 2 different teams who picked the quarterback number 1 overall, and you have a 5th round pick. 5th. You got to use it both ways, people. If he was a 5th round pick and you kept telling us the chances of a 5th round pick hitting, the chances of a 5th round pick is this, the chances of a 5th round pick is so slim. If he did that last week against the #1 overall quarterback and he did it again against Caleb Williams, which he has an opportunity, then what are we talking about? Caleb Williams has a better everything. Receivers, 2 good running backs, an offensive line that hasn't given up any sacks, a playoff team. And you got Junkins and Fannin and a couple. Stop. This is an opportunity. This is a very good opportunity for the Cleveland Browns. And this is a very good opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to continue to put good film on tape and continue to understand and continue to just show the layman's, the dudes that ain't really watched no film, why it is that he deserves to be the franchise quarterback. By the way, I'm going to tell you all about this too. You guys fail to realize this. So I'll be the first to say it right over here. Let's go ahead and give you a Barbershop exclusive. If you thought before the locker room wasn't around Shedeur Sanders, well, look now. If you thought before the locker room wasn't rocking with Shedeur Sanders, look around now. See, when you're trying to be a franchise quarterback, the decision is not upon the media. The decision is not upon fans. The decision is not upon people that are that want to clamor, we want another quarterback. Let me tell you something right now. If you Andrew Berry, why the heck would you even talk about another quarterback? And if you're the Browns locker room and you saw what the offense looked like with everybody else and you just saw what the offense looked like with him, why do you believe that the locker room wouldn't have a full-blown mutiny if they trying to go get another quarterback and forsake all the other positions they need? See, what you guys don't realize is the quarterback is just like the leader, the general. The general is only as strong as the people who believe in him. Why do you think morale is so big in the Army? Why do you think it was so important back in the day that generals and leaders led from the front? They don't respect the general that sit up in a nice tent, that getting all the berries and wine and all the good food imported. Why everybody sit on the front lines with no good clothing, no armor, and they starving on meager rations? Nah, the generals that was at the front of the line, the generals that was at the front of the tip of the spear, that was arm to arm with their comrades, is the generals people fight hard for. It's the people that they are willing to go into battle when the numbers don't look so good, when you look like you ain't gonna win, when it ain't guarantee you gonna come out on top. The generals that lead from the front, from the ground level, is the generals that get it done. You see, you guys underestimated what the story in the fairy tale is. Ironically, we talked about the hero's journey. It's in every trope. It's in every narrative. It's in every story. It's David and Goliath. It's King Arthur. It's the Lord of the Rings. It's the Matrix. The hero's journey and the hero tale happens in every literature, every piece of history, every great story. And what you did is you subconsciously helped create it. You see, when you're a hungry dog and you were that guy and they dropped you down, they told lies about you, they kicked you when you was down, they didn't give you no reps, but you got an opportunity, a miraculous opportunity. And then not only did you get a miraculous opportunity, you put up miraculous numbers in spite of all the things you went through. So now, those people in the locker room understand intimately. This kid wasn't getting reps. He was taking snaps with support staff and Luke Whippler. He was on the practice field. He was over there with the JV. He was over there with the downtrodden. He came from nothing. They talked about how much money he lost. And now that 5th round pick just showed up and put more yards up on the board than any other quarterback that you said was better. That 5th round pick, we couldn't get 13 points. We couldn't have nobody throw for 3. He came and threw for 360 plus. And you know something about soldiers. Remember what I told you earlier? Soldiers like the guys that's in the trenches with them. How much more trench worthy can you get? From the hungry dogs to have to throw on his own outside in the rain, throwing at colleges, finding opportunities. And then you get to compare and contrast with somebody that started from the bottom, that was at the bottom, is going head to head with the guys that's the number 1 picks, the favorites, the guys that get all the reps, the guys that got the contract, the guys that got everything. And guess what? He looks better. He looks competent. He looks more confident. He looks more exhilarating. The front office ain't the only ones that choose the leaders. The people choose their leaders. The workers choose their leaders. The community chooses their leaders. The people that standing side by side in the trenches choose their leaders. So as much as you would like to say what the Cleveland Browns feel and the Cleveland Browns understand, the Cleveland Browns are a conglomeration of 53 people and support staff that go out every single week to try to win football games. Those people's energy levels and the way they feel about a person rings is just as true as guys that's crunching numbers at the top of the food chain. So when you say franchise quarterback or quarterback of the future, don't forget, you have no future without the people. There is no future without the constituents. There is no leadership passed. The torch of the leadership and the mantle is passed and given by the people, by the players, by the locker room. Don't forget that. It's a big part of what we talk about. It's a big part of what goes on. And I think a lot of y'all are missing it. Let's get to the super chats. Let's get to these super chats. We're gonna get to y'all here in a second. Give me 2 seconds here. Hold on. Let me get this. Hold on. Yeah, we back. Hey, shoot. Had to go check on that roast in there, right now. Boy, I got, I got my crock pot going. I got me some cabbages in there. Some cabbages. Some neck bones. You know what I'm saying? Ready to go. Winter day with them I got that, man. Woo! That's going to hit different. I'm trying to amp my wife up to make some cornbread. I'm trying to amp her up. She's doing some Christmas cooking. I'm like, you want to put that cornbread on there with it? So we see what she's doing. But boy, had to check on that. Let's get to y'all, though. Let me check on y'all. 8,353 people, wherever you at. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Browns, Bears. But coming up at 12:45, I'll be doing a watch party. I'll be doing a watch party. Give me a round of applause. Pull on up, Barbershop, 12:45. We'll be ready to go. We'll be doing the watch party. Pull up with me. Watch the game. We'll be breaking down X's and O's. We had a good time doing it last week. Make sure you check us out on the Barbershop. We'll be doing that. Make sure you check the watch party. And then, by the way, afterwards, UCSS, we'll be writing in a post-game show. So I'll be leaving a little early, about halfway through the fourth quarter or whatever, to get ready and prepare for UCSS. So we'll get to UCSS post-game. It's the biggest post-game in the game. It's the biggest post-game. Me, Mikey McNuggets, Earl the Pearl, will be on for the 2-minute warning post-game show. Make sure you check that out. Dip over there. And then you know how we do. We're going to dip over there. We're going to do that. And then we're going to come right back over this way. Right back to the Barbershop. So Sunday, you with G. Bush the whole day, man. We got you carried, man. We're going to hang out. We're going to kick it. It's going to be a great opportunity, a great show. We're going to do all three of them tomorrow. Make sure you pull us up 12:45. Then we're going to get the 2-minute warning post-game show on UCSS. And then we're going to come back and finish it off with the Barbershop. What better way to spend your Sunday around the holiday evenings and the holiday weekend? It's your boy G. Bush. We appreciate you. Let's get to it, man. You guys have been dang. Again, we appreciate every one of you who super chat. I always tell you, I appreciate you guys, bro. But if you ain't got it, don't worry about that. You know the best way to support us? If you only can't buy no merch, you can't get no membership, you just like G. Bush, you want to support, that's fine. All you got to do is hit that like button, give me a comment, and interact with the channel. That's it. That's all we ask, man. And that's free. So we appreciate everybody who appreciates and pulls up and shows support in any way, shape, or form that they can. Let me take this banner down so we can see y'all stuff. Here we go now. Let's go. OG Powers 88. G. Bush got that Superman glasses. Who's this ninja? Got them Clark Kent boys, boy. I tell you, man. I be sitting there. Somebody said, G. Bush, you should get LASIK surgery. I'm cool. And I'm a science guy. I'm a science guy too. I always be like, yeah, it's a little blurry, but glasses is kind of free. And it's an accessory. I don't know how I feel about nobody lasering my eyes up. I'm cool on that. I'm cool. Let's keep it pushing. J-Mac too fresh. Luke G. Bush is getting dangerous. Double wrist up. It's getting crazy out here. If people were smart, they would just, I don't understand. Like this week got me, J-Mac. This week was crazy. I mean, like, you had people literally, this was the greatest week in the world to find you an off-ramp. I would have found me an exit ramp after I would have seen them 300 yards. Oh, no. I'd have had to turn the car around on that Shedeur Sanders conversation. Oh, no. We cool on that. Look, Shedeur, hey, look, forget what you heard. Browns might have got them one. They might have got them one. I'd have had to apologize and everything. I be trying to tell people. I still don't understand it, though. I don't get it. Like, why are you doubling and quadrupling down on some of this stuff when it's not that hard? I use Carson Schlesinger all the time. I'm like, who is Carson Schlesinger? Like, why you draft this linebacker nobody heard of in the second round? And then I went to practice and saw him play. I was like, oh, this dude is nice. Like, what inside people's mind and their heart get them to a point where you can't even accept what's obvious in front of your face? I don't never want to get to that point. Like, man, I be praying to God, hey, listen, don't never let me be like that. Don't ever let me get to a point where I done got such an inflated sense of who I am and my opinion and rhetoric that I can't never pivot. I can't never accept and be a person that understands that, oh, this is change. I need to. Don't let me be that guy. Just don't. Yoshidochi. Every lie has a grain of truth. Our job is to take those grains and connect them and find that truth. Believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. Yep. Like Jason said, man, he said, believe half of what you see Half of what you see, none of what you hear, even if it's spat by me. And with that said, I will. That's even with me. I like the fact that there's checks and balances. Osodero 5089. We said 12 was better than quarterbacks ahead of him in the draft, and the depth chart DG proved both. Now they gaslight us as cultists while defending Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, that's another thing that they tried. It don't work. It don't work. So there's always it's three stages of denial. It's like, okay, you were proven wrong, but instead of saying, you know what, he really played well, and I'm gonna give him credit where credit is due, they give the credit to Kevin, and then at the same time diminish the performance when it comes to Shedeur, so he don't get credit for it, and then call you guys dumb for not saying that Kevin Stefanski gets all the credit. Make it make sense. Like, that's the craziest minimum gymnastics I've ever heard. You talking about, think about this. Kevin Stefanski been here 6 years, right? His offense, he gave that offense playbook up twice. But yet and still, they don't know if Kevin Stefanski is the right person in 6 years. But you telling me you've already seen what you need to see from Shedeur Sanders in 4 games? Make it make sense. It don't. Big J, is Barry taking D. Podesta's spot, and 12 is ranked 22 of all QBs in his 3.5 games? Let me tell you this. I try to tell him. If Andrew Barry picked all these players, right, and they fired D. Podesta, and then Shedeur Sanders turns out to be a franchise quarterback and convinces Jimmy Haslam that he is, there's no way, and you know what, he's getting fired. I'm just let you know that right now. Because basically what he did is not only in finding Shedeur Sanders as a 5th-round quarterback on a rookie deal for free, he also mitigated the Deshaun Watson move in the money that it would take to trade him or cut him. Now you can keep that money on the books, whatever. Deshaun Watson could be a backup. And see, this is what y'all don't be getting. Let me break this down. All them people talk about just get rid of Deshaun Watson. Just get rid of Deshaun Watson. Just get rid of Deshaun Watson. Are you saying that? Or the Browns saying that? Do you got a problem with it? Or the locker room got a problem with it? Is it your insecurities or is it everybody else's? Because let me just give you this. I'll tell you this from fact. Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson got a good relationship. Why you think why you think Shedeur Sanders would care that Deshaun Watson's on the roster? That's your insecurities. Turns out that they got a lot in common. Turns out that Deshaun Watson is really putting game in and helping him out coming off the field and talking to him off the record and doing all kinds of different things and telling him how to deal and navigate. Because just like Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson wasn't very liked in this city either. See, that's the thing that y'all don't be understanding, is because you might not understand it from a cultural standpoint, but you know, sometimes young black men who are quarterbacks that go through a lot of different things that could be turmoil, they got a lot in common. They speak the same language. Turns out that those people don't have a problem with one another. So you don't need to get rid of Deshaun Watson. He just needs to go. That means you just want him to go. That's you. You talking in your head. Nobody in that locker room is worried about Deshaun Watson at all. None of them. But why you still so consumed by it? You so consumed by it that you want him to cut him and then take a cap hit so you can say, we're done with it. Stop. You guys be missing it. Y'all be missing the whole boat. By the way, Dylan Gabriel ain't better than Deshaun Watson. Does anybody want to argue with that? Who want to argue with that? Any takers on that? And have you thought about it? What if the organization feels that maybe Joe Flacco wasn't bad, maybe Dylan Gabriel wasn't bad, maybe it wasn't even Baker Mayfield, maybe it's Kevin Stefanski. What if they believe he's the problem in his terrible, nasty playbook? What if they just feel that was the issue? I'm just throwing it out there. Saying nothing. But this not debatable. Dylan Gabriel's not better than Deshaun Watson. So you don't need to bring in no veteran. What veteran you need to bring in? You got somebody you paying a boatload of money right there. By the way, if they used the third round asset on Dylan Gabriel, right? In that case, you got 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Why are we even talking quarterback? Dylan Gabriel could be a viable backup in this league. I got 3 quarterbacks. What are we talking quarterback for? Maybe it's just me. You let me know. We can argue it out. Riri lady. Facts. I stopped all the clickbaits about 12. For what? We are paying them to be negative, tell lies. I'm no longer interested. He has proven them wrong. No clicks for me. Only balanced content about 12 I watch. Say that again, Riri lady. Say that again. Y'all, see, you thought, and they rode that train all the way the whole season. They rode the train from the anonymous sources to they had, I don't know what he was doing. Was they selling dime bags out of the room? Was they bagging up dime bags in the meetings? Shedeur was in there with jewelry and dime bags and shooting dice. I heard he had a pair of nunchucks on him. He looked like one of them Ninja Turtles. He had 3 nunchucks. What? Nah, bro. You tried that last year. You ain't getting that off this year. I'm just not paying no attention to you. Stop. 49er pimping. Did he say this on video? I need to see the clip. I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. Oh, Todd McShay? Oh, I got it queued up. We'll show you what he said. I got it queued up. Shout out to them, Kurt. Okay. Thank you, Rose, for letting me know what they was talking about. We'll get them together.
Shedeur Sanders' future in pro football?
I don't think it's in Cleveland.
Can he be a starter in the NFL?
I think he can. I think he has a lot of maturing to do, Urban. I really do. I think both as an individual and as a quarterback and learning to play within the scheme. I think there's a lot of drifting and sliding out of the pocket. I think there's this innate, because of the way he played at Colorado and throughout his college career, there's this kind of like hero brand of quarterback that he likes to play, where every play has to be a home run and he's got to run around and do all those things. He had the bad tendencies that Caleb Williams had, that he developed at USC, but he doesn't have the arm and the mobility that Caleb possessed to get out of that trouble.
Shout out to them, the triple option. Shout out to them. But I'll go with this.
Works hard at it. Any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They're determined to figure this whole pro game out, talking about the rookie quarterbacks. And Shedeur has worked really hard on his footwork and his rhythm and his feet, really telling him how to get through progressions. The first route might be thrown on the plant before we even take a hitch step or a gather step in the pocket. And then moving to number 2 to number 3, a little bit like the 60-yard touchdown to Jerry the other day. His feet told him that initially the front side of the pattern wasn't working. It wasn't looking very appetizing. And sure enough, when he got to his second or third hitch step or gather step, he inherently got back to that backside in cut, and that was outstanding.
That was courtesy of the Cleveland Browns. By the way, that's Bill Musgrave, the Browns quarterback coach. So and he's talking about the play with Jerry Jeudy. So there's a reason you have to show this, so that you can dead action. You're sitting here talking about something that happened at Colorado, which was inaccurate and false. You then don't give specific points. You don't talk about and reference what's happening. And you say he needs to mature. But then I play you what his coach is saying. I play you what the guy who spends all the time is saying. I tell you specifics. He specifically told you what part of this game he needed to work on, whether it's getting to his reads, progression, third step, hitch steps, whatever the case may be. He's telling you, giving you examples of the breakdown. This is why when I tell you receipts, I'm not just saying, oh, people think that when I say receipts, I'm talking about, oh, I got your moments. I'm just showing you these are basic facts. Basic facts. Here's what somebody says who don't know Shedeur Sanders and don't look like you watching the tape versus the person who works with him, that's in the locker room, that's seen it, that's drawing it up, that's in the game plan meetings, and what he did. Tremendous. You know what he said there? He didn't say he got to it. No. Again, notice what he says off top.
Hard at it. Any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right.
Okay, he said any gains that he is making, it is because he is determined to get it right. He didn't say because he sat on the sideline and watched Dylan Gabriel. He didn't say because he's meeting with the coach extra. He didn't say because it osmosisly just sunk into him, or he had to be humbled, or we had to drop him down. No, he said what? Can you say it again, Coach? I'm sorry, I'm moving around a lot here. And I was supposed to be reading super chats, not even getting to it. But I got to get to it because I try to keep them on deck. You see what I'm saying? Just in case I get triggered, I got stuffed in the holster ready to go. Wouldn't you say, why is he improving? Does it have to do with somebody else or him?
Well, he works hard at it. Any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They're determined to figure this whole pro game out, talking about the rookie quarterbacks. And Shedeur has worked really hard on his footwork and his rhythm and his feet, really telling him how to get through progressions,
Any gains. He didn't say 2 gains, 3 gains. He said any gains is them putting the work in. My problem with you is if you are sitting here, and I heard so many people insinuate that he was lazy, didn't do it, wasn't putting in the work. Now, when you hear his coach say that, and you hear what he says, you should be on record saying, you know what, I didn't know much about it, but I heard. Maybe you should stop hearing and go search out the real. It's very evident. How is it G. Bush can understand where this video is? How is it G. Bush can see this? How is it that this is available for everybody to watch, but you still keep talking about whether somebody, what you done heard? No, you didn't. You're not seeking out the knowledge. You are being complicit in spreading propaganda. Say it again for him, Coach, so we can stop talking about these narratives and I can get back to super chats. How is he doing better?
Well, he works hard at it. Any gains, of course, that these guys are making, it's because they are determined to get it right. They're determined to figure this whole pro game out, talking about the rookie quarterbacks. And Shedeur has worked really hard on his footwork and his rhythm and his feet, really telling him how to get through progressions. The first route might be thrown on the plant before we even take a hitch step or a gather step in the pocket, and then moving to number 2 to number 3, a little bit like the 60-yard touchdown to Jerry the other day. His feet told him that initially.
How many yards was it? It wasn't no check down, was it? It wasn't no check down. He said 60 yards, right? Now let's walk through it so we can hear it. Because we don't want to hear Todd McShay tell us what happened in 2023 at Colorado and the things he's hearing in his maturation. I think I'm going to take it for granted. I'm going to take the word of the dude that's in the trenches with him. Let's continue. I'm sorry, Coach, for stopping you. I'm sorry.
To Jerry the other day, his feet told him that initially the front side of the pattern wasn't working. It wasn't looking very appetizing. And sure enough, when he got to his second or third hitch step or gather step, he inherently got back to that backside in cut, and that was outstanding.
I had to calm down a little bit. See what it is? 49er pimping. We appreciate the super chat. That response came from a $2 super chat. I'm gonna give you my energy. It triggered me when you said, I need to see that clip. I seen that. I said, hold on. Let me go back to this. Whew. Boy, Desmond Johnson. A lot of media be disrespected Prime to say Shedeur not mature, and the other things they be saying about him is disrespectful. I could tell Prime be holding back. They be disrespecting how Shedeur was raised. It should be wild. They lucky look. I'll be getting a little Kendrick Lamar-ish a little bit. I be getting Kendrick Lamar-ish because I don't feel like I get real defensive about fathers in the black community. I get defensive about it because the first thing that y'all want to say is we ain't got no dads and we be in the streets killing each other and drugs and gang and activity. You want to talk about the fatherless homes. Y'all, anytime something happens is that's what it's about. We ain't been raised. So when you do have a father that raised you, I get defensive about it. I get really defensive about it because my dad be here. My dad be with me every day. My dad was married once. That's it. And my mom been married. He went to work for 35, 40 years. He had to do work that I feel like is literally real work. He ain't never been out. He took us to church on Sundays. I ain't never had to worry about where I was getting nothing from. I didn't have to go do nothing. He was there. He was my coach for everything. So I get defensive when people want to talk about black fatherhood because I understand how important that is. I understand that I am here today because of what my father did. We give our mother, I love my mother to death. I'm more like my mom. But I never let it be missed that I got an advantage that a lot of black people don't get. And so for me, when people start talking about Prime and what he's doing and how he raising his kids, it's borderline. I don't even feel like you should even get a comment on that. I feel like you might want to just step off when you talk about stuff like that. Y'all get a little too comfortable. Like that dude set his son up. He set his son up to be a millionaire. I think that's a doggone good job. He didn't need, listen, he was a millionaire before he got to the Cleveland Browns. And when y'all dropped him in the 5th round, he said, don't matter, I'm still rich. I call that a damn good father. When he want to go off on you, know what he do? I'm going to hold my tongue. I'm going to let him be a man. I think he did a really good job. We're not gonna get to that neither. Y'all might want to be cool with that too. Y'all be cool with that. Tread lightly. Brody's bottom line, Todd McShay clown. And I don't even really like calling people clowns, right? But I am the big circus. Creative Rain Elementary says, and thank you so much for the gracious super chat, they're telling lies befitting of ill-raised Nepo kids, and that's why they don't work when it comes to Shedeur. It don't. Coach Prime is by the way, it don't fit because Shedeur said in the post game, my dad gonna get on me about that interception. I'm doing too much. I try to make something happen, but he gonna get on me about that. He's never been a dude that, go back and watch and detail his relationship with Shiloh and Shedeur. He ain't never been no dude that just run around here giving folks money and doing all kind of crazy stuff. He held them accountable to the highest levels, even more difficult than some people would. Todd is tired of Mel Kiper talking trash in the group chat. Now he's just saying whatever. Yeah, hey, Pac Wesley, boy, nasty work. McShay, Todd, hey, your boy Mel Kiper doing them victory laps. He must be salty in that group text. Told you, Todd, to stay where you was at. Doing them little podcasts. You sound crazy over there. Nathaniel Jenkins, G. Bush, you are a truth teller that makes people the maddest. I'm a Chiefs fan. Mahomes is the GOAT. 12 nephew split screen Sunday. Wrist up, you're the young GOAT. Man, I appreciate you, man. I be trying to tell these truth. I mean, listen, man, I ain't got no time for y'all, man. Y'all be do all that extra stuff, man. We out here. We listen. Y'all be doing too much. Try to get that off. Jonathan McGriff, if Shedeur Sanders wins this game, can I say it would be legendary? Reality check. It feels like a conspiracy, but who cares? We are here now. Florida Unk. I don't care nothing about listen, your conspiracy theory worked in my listen. If your conspiracy theory worked in my favor, thank you. I don't care how it happened. He's here now. We here. Like, people, listen, we used to do this all the time. People, hey, just buy it and bump it, people. Stop getting the CD. When we used to get CDs, used to look at the track listing and all that other crazy stuff. It's something to be said about that first time you wouldn't got All Eyes on Me or Life After Death or Reasonable Doubt. And you got them CDs, Doggy Style. You put them CDs in and you just listen. You ain't just put it to the singles. Back then, you might not even have cable to know what the singles is. So you had to play that music. And then you get the intros and the interludes and the outros. Buy it and bump it. You was driving to the mall just to be in the mix. I'm going to drive to the mall and put this on as my soundtrack music. That's why music felt so different back then. It was a soundtrack to your youth, your life. You was listening to them songs on repeat. Buy it and bump it. Stop doing all. Nowadays, we want to dissect the lyrics, to dissect what they talking about. Oh, my gosh. It's microwavable now. I don't care how Shedeur Sanders got here. I don't care if it was a mix-up at the post office. I'm going to accept that as a gift. Michael Jackson 25330 super sticker. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Riri Land, JP has been holding them to the fire. He man, they ain't had to. Shout out to Lima and Peterland. They done had the internet on fire for the last couple of days. I ain't even a receipt guy no more. I don't even be showing people all that too much. I just let y'all. I'll be back with my popcorn, like this, with a beverage. Scrolling up my timeline, like, oh, look at what we got here. Look at what we got here. Miss Spencer, Pro. This is why the Browns will always be the Browns. Facts. Stay with the Browns. Mrs. MCWMS. Coach Prime had enough and called Mary Kay a lie. He had it. Listen, hey man, I ain't gotta say it. I'd show you what the Browns said. That's what Coach Musgrave said, right? He said any gains that they have is from them putting in the work. Sometimes I don't got to say it to say it. Patty Lee, 6263. Shedeur did say he could do better play calling. Shedeur was in Kevin Stefanski offense trying to develop him, not the other way around. Shedeur was in there going over his play calls. And yeah, y'all, that first 15 script was cool. Second half game plan, Kevin's nasty work. Let me get in here and tell you what you need to be running. Sports Talk GOAT. Bad games we've seen from 12 is when he comes off the bench for the first 2 times in his life. They never mention that when they bring up the Rams or the Baltimore game because they ain't going to do that. Because now it looks like, here's the thing. If you was talking about him running backwards for 6-7 months because of a preseason game and you saw what you saw in a regular season game, you shouldn't bring that up ever again. As a matter of fact, you should be trying to hide the fact that was even your take ever. But you got so arrogant that you feel like you're going to bring the Rams game back and then get mad. Oh, I can't believe people are heckling me. Yeah, they're going to do that. You look crazy right now, dog. You look crazy. V. Wary, became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you. Brody's bottom line. G. Bush, the BS started with Shedeur before the draft. Yep. Mendoza front runner for the Heisman with 2,980 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6 picks. But Shedeur had 4,030. Again, I've said this, no disrespect to Mendoza. Like, let me just keep it real. Like, he don't got the numbers Shedeur had. He don't got them. It's not close. But the thing is, what you use to really diminish people is you say, well, that doesn't really matter, it's college. But then take them same college stats for another player with less stats than the person you diminished and say he projects higher to this. What? I thought you didn't like no stats. I thought accuracy didn't matter in college. I thought 4,000 yards wasn't it. I thought Johnny Unitas, that didn't matter. But now you're going to use the Heisman and less stats to say he projects higher to the, okay. After he threw for 360? He threw for 360 in the league. What are you talking about? No other rookie quarterback is thrown for 3. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, Matt Stafford and all the other quarterbacks that played the Titans, because they were terrible. Titans defense is trash. Titans are terrible. How come anybody else throw for 300? Boy, make it make sense. Make it make sense. R-Mac Dog. G, the Browns' future is clear. Shedeur Sanders, quarterback 1. Deshaun Watson, quarterback 2. Dylan Gabriel, 3. Use the first 2 round picks on the wide receiver and left tackle. Keep Barry and Schwartz. Fire Stefanski. You got the whole thing down. You got the whole thing down. Don't listen. Matter of fact, clap it up for him. It's evident. It's evident. Just a Girl became a YouTube member. We appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Preston Bello. The exposure is real, but just like he said, they just want to see me fail. It's not going to happen. He did say that too. Set apart last. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush all the time. All the time. This is the problem with all this prognosticating. You done sit up here and watch. I watch Cleveland Browns football. I know what's going on with the offensive line. I get the fact that you need more playmakers, but you gonna tell me, you gonna amp me up after I just seen a dude do something no other quarterbacks done did, that I'm supposed to go get another rookie? Because why? He's more of the mold that we like. He's the dude I identify with. Todd McShay, listen, no disrespect. No disrespect. Listen, I've always said this, and I'll give him all credit. He finds a way to make his content jump. People are going to go check him out now because, dang, T. Bush called him out. Not just me per se, but there's people, he finds a way that he has content that moves your emotions. And that's part of what this game is, to move people's emotions. But he's unequivocally out of pocket, though. Why would, like, what I got right now that I've seen that's paying dividends? Like, I always be talking to people about this. It's like televisions. I like TVs. I like to be in different rooms. And when I was growing up, I'm like, man, I got to have a TV in every room. Of course, they keep coming out with new televisions, right? Bigger, more crisp, more definition. But the TV I got in here right now is nice and it works. I know the remote. I understand what the settings are. It's right where I want to mount it. Just because there's some TV coming out tomorrow at Best Buy and it's a Black Friday sale, why is it that, thank you, why is it that I'm going to Black Friday sales looking at 90-inch TVs? Because they're affordable. When the one I got right on my wall work right now. I don't have to, so I'm gonna have to hire a technician to take that one down, figure out what I'm gonna do with it because it still works, and then have them mount the other television that may not fit the wall the wall dimensions and put it up. For what? Just to say I got a new TV? Nah, bro. And that's TVs. But make it make sense. I got all these TVs and I spend a new 800, 900, 10,000, whatever I spend on a new TV to replace the TV I already got that work. But people come into my house and we sitting on milk cartons and crates. We sitting on nasty furniture. Half the lights in the house is off. They're like, G. Bush, man, you got some nice TVs, but we can't even sit and watch them because you ain't got furniture. Yeah, don't even worry about that, dog. Yeah, this indoor-outdoor furniture. I'm going to get some stuff from the outside, bring that in. You got lawn chairs from the outside sitting in your living room. But you want to sit here and talk about how nice your television is. Who cares if you got a nice television? No one can enjoy it because you don't got furniture. What are you talking about? The Cleveland Browns don't have linemen. They don't have receivers. And they got multiple quarterbacks. Some that get paid more than others, like Deshaun Watson. Some that are developmental guys like Dylan Gabriel. Some are other younger quarterbacks that you took with assets. And you sit and try to tell everybody you smarter because you think that we need new TVs. These people. T-Storm VA 2012. Only an organization like the Browns with a culture of incompetence would wrangle their hands over firing a coach with 6 years over the 2 seasons and pick Dylan Gabriel as a top 100 pick. Make it make sense. But don't tell that to them, T-Storm, because he's going to have a job tomorrow, and we're going to all regret it. Hey, man, I wish you the best of luck wherever you at. Just not getting no money off here. G, did you see the guys on team gave him his Himothy Award? If that doesn't say that the locker room believes in him, I don't care what does. Yeah. He was like, hey, man, they gave him a Himothy trophy and a T-shirt. He said, put it on. You got to put the trophy on. He said, man, what is this, man? That again, I told you the team picks the quarterback, not draft analyst. You think them folks in that locker room ain't buying into what he talking about? Come on now. Rodney Dinkins became a YouTube member. We appreciate you, man. Welcome to the family. Welcome to it, man. Negus Freeman. It's called racism, G. Bush. It's supposed to be an invisible empire per their doctrine. Different day, same tactics. It's old as the flag and apple pie. You know, that's why I believe half the time when you start talking about topics, I realized that people didn't like certain things when I said, man, you know, it's crazy. Me, Earl, and Tyvus did a show. And we talked about how the quarterback room was all black. Like, it's the first time a quarterback room, I couldn't remember. It's a couple years ago. And people actually had the nerve to get mad. Like, we had inconvenienced them. The fact that we brought that up inconvenienced. I was like, boy, y'all got to realize something. We are not in the 1960s. And I don't care how offended you are about what I just told you. How you going to be offended? That's the craziest part about me that I'll be getting. My wife is of a completely different culture. I can sit here and hear her talk about the difference between how she done grew up and the way she was raised in different cultures all day. And I can find it interesting. I don't understand how we got to a point where somebody speaking about their own culture is offensive to other people. The fact that you're acknowledging, hey, I'm black, I have a different existence, I came from a different place, we have a different set of culture and norms, and we do, like, that's what life is about. When did that become a bad thing? When did that become burdening to you? Hey, listen, she can tell me all she wants to about life and her culture. And I would think it was interesting and being like, wow, I got a chance to get to know you as a person better. But me bringing up the fact that I listened to a certain music, I came up and grew up this way, it's a burden. Shut up. We don't care. I don't care. Like I tell people all the time, the barbershop ain't for everybody. It's just not. It's not for everybody. Maybe you want to digest a different set of content. That's fine with me, bro. That's cool. I'm not begrudging you, but my content it does not get watered down to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to talk about sports, music, and culture. That's what I call it. If that makes you uncomfortable, then this ain't for you. It ain't for everybody. And I'm okay with being in our life. Sometimes you don't need everybody in your life. Sometimes you don't need everybody to be. No, we are grown. We all pay taxes. If I see eye to eye with you, I'm not going to be arguing with you, trying to get you to come on my way. No, sometimes we agree to disagree. And that's fine. And we cool with it. But I ain't for everybody and you ain't for everybody. So that's cool. We could keep it cordial, keep it professional, keep it kosher, keep it cool, and keep it pushing. But it ain't for everybody. I'm just saying that. It is what it is. It ain't no problem with that. It's certain podcasts that ain't for me. So I don't be going on a podcast trying to tell them how to move because we don't see eye to eye in the way. So I don't know what you're saying over there. You know why? I don't look. Devin Kniss. Dylan's worst quarterback I've seen play in pro NFL. Manziel was kind of bad too, but at least I will give Dylan Gabriel credit. He tries, and I think Dylan Gabriel could probably be a nice backup in the league. But the problem with Dylan Gabriel is they don't want to do them a disservice because they use the divide and conquer tactic. They inflated Dylan Gabriel's game. They inflated what he was supposed to be. They put all kind of cap and sauce and secret sauce all on his resume. They sauced him up, had him out there. His resume was dripping with barbecue sauce. And then when we saw what it was, we like, well, this ain't it. And you did that to diminish, so it made Shedeur look like he didn't know what he was doing. And then when Dylan got out there and didn't perform, now all of a sudden it's like, whoa. Now the natural progression is people want to go extra hard at Dylan because you told us he was the supercomputer. Ms. Bell, if Shedeur isn't good, why are coaches prepping for him? They know what it is. See, that's the thing about narratives. Narratives, that's just for people in this sphere. We already know. That's why, Ms. Bell, I just keep stuff on deck. I just keep little tidbits. This is the super chats. I just keep stuff on deck. This Kurt Warner. Each game he's made some plays and big time throws. He's shown enough to be a starting NFL quarterback in the lead of franchise. He's shown the accuracy he had in college. He throws a very catchable ball. What else do you want to say, Kurt Warner? Shedeur's first game. Hall of Fame Kurt Warner breaks down 12's game. Overall, I think Shedeur played a really good football game. To me, the stats lie in terms of how I thought he handled the situation. I expect this week to be even better. See, it's funny. It's funny how, maybe I'm picking up. I just keep these receipts around just to hang out, to show y'all what it is. What else we got to say? Got a couple receipts laying around. This is from the Bears head coach. He's a dangerous player. He said what? He didn't say he's a player that run backwards, did he? He ain't saying a player that has to mature. He said he's a dangerous player. He's doing a great job as a rookie. He's doing a great job extending the play and creating on his own. Okay. Last 3 weeks, you feel a little bit of a spark with 12 out there. Just giving you what coaches are saying, giving you what Hall of Famers are saying. Don't take my word for it. Just take a look at what they're talking about. Neil Gray, Stefanski is an autocratic system coach, and Shedeur is a gamer and game critical thinker. What if Shedeur is the only quarterback who can execute his offense if he reconstructs it to suit Shedeur's strength? Well, guess what? Neil Gray, I've always said for Kevin Stefanski, if he was smart about the situation, he would be a person that could understand that, look, I can ride this wave and keep my job, couldn't he? But the problem with Kevin Stefanski is he's short-sighted. Man, after I would have seen them games, I would have been praising Shedeur Sanders up and down. Listen, I mean, this kid, I mean, I've been meeting with him week after week. He's growing, showing more, getting more, doing more. Come on now. Come on now. He could help you out, but you keep trying to act like it don't exist. Ms. Bell from UCSS, if watching works, why weren't reps shared? Here's the thing. That narrative gets debunked because Dillon Gabriel was not the starter and he was getting first team reps. Dillon Gabriel was not, even when Kenny Pickett was here, he was receiving first team reps. So people saying that the backups don't get reps, yeah, backups don't get reps, then why is Dillon Gabriel getting reps? My thing is, to this point, I don't even care about the reps no more. I don't even care about them. You know what reps I count? Them ones that we dropping on people. We dropping reps everywhere. Like the ones that's in the games. And the fact that we got 4 more games and people are still trying to tell us about what happened and why he wasn't getting reps is wild work. And we got 4 real football games against real people, against real talented squads that we won't focus on because we still trying to talk about why it was that we, no. Creative reign. Those coaches are prepping for Shedeur because they know what he's capable of. Many of them watched him heavily his last year at Colorado. They too know the media has been lying. Now, how the Ravens started playing them when he entered that game. Notice how the Ravens started playing them when he entered that game. By the way, and they still been trying to do it. Go back and watch this film breakdown with me and Tyvis. I said, there's this thought process that teams is laying off of them being easy. They still giving them the mug technique. They still having 9 dudes at the line of scrimmage, dropping back people back into coverage, making him try to diagnose and to understand where the football goes. Every team has done that. But against the Titans, he picked the right answer. Sometimes he scrambled. Sometimes he extended the play. Sometimes he threw on his back foot at time. Sometimes he was able to find his outlet pass. He did all those things. That is why it's important that I do film breakdowns to show you so that when somebody comes up and tells you something, you're going to say, no, sir, please have a couple of seats. You know why? Because I saw it on film. Saw it available. Ronnie on the stick says he battled out with Caleb at USC on the ropes. The culture watched it in real time. That's the Omarion Miller game. Yes, it is. We saw that game. We got it in real time. We got to remind them, though. Let's remind them. Can we remind them? Let them know. So they don't tell us. What did he do that game? Shedeur Sanders, 30 or 45, 422 yards, 372 pass, 50 rushing, and 5 touchdowns. Caleb Williams balled too, 30 or 40, 412, 403 pass yards, 12 rush, 6 touchdowns. We saw that. I watched that game in real life. Miss Bell, I firmly believe coach's new Shedeur is him. The drop to the 5th round was the owner's thing. What they don't understand is there's no stopping guys playing. There it is. Say that loudly. Can't do nothing with it. You can be mad. You be upset. What God got for you ain't got. Listen, when he was 4th on the depth chart, can't stop it. Can't stop, won't stop. All summer, from the reporters, I've heard Dillon was Stefanski's pick. Now, all of a sudden, Grossi saying Barry tells Stefanski who to play, and that's why Shedeur is Barry. Oh, yeah. Black Angus, yeah, don't let we not. No. We not about to do that. We not about to do that. I done heard people say now the Dillon pick is on the whole organization. No, it is not. It has been by one person. Kevin Stefanski, that was his hand-picked guy. And by the way, Kevin, he said if he passed concussion protocol after the game against the Ravens, he said if Dillon passed concussion protocol, he was the starting quarterback. Did he not say that? Maybe that was Andrew Berry that stop. They be trying to do that. Hey, G, this is wild work, R. Mac Dog says. Why doesn't the press ask Dillon about being benched, his relationship with Stefanski, and about the future with the Browns? If Sanders got benched, it would be breaking news. You know why they don't do that, R. Mac Dog, is because everything that they did with Dillon was a slanting angle with Shedeur. You got to have a trope of a yin and a yang. So they build up Dillon, and it was unfair that they did that. Actually, to be truthful, people say I feel sorry for it. I don't feel sorry. This is the NFL. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's a professional athlete. He's going to get a chance to continue to be a professional athlete and live out his dream. It is what it is. I don't feel, it's not like I'm like, poor woe is me. There's people with real life problems. But I do think they set him up unfairly because they set him up to use him as a foil to get some sort of dig or drum up the effect of Shedeur Sanders wasn't ready to play. And so my thing is, listen, if you keep saying for 6 weeks that he wasn't ready, he's not ready. And then the thing that you really can't get over is this. Multiple people went on, and this was the most egregious part. Multiple people talked about how not only was he not ready, and the Browns had Dillon Gabriel rated higher, and he moved to a 5th-round pick. You said that when he got into the game, it would be considerably worse than the performance Dillon was putting up. When that happens and you put up that level of yards, I don't know if you people understand, people are going to be on you. They're not going to forget you said that in 2 days or a week. You said that. Stand on it. Or just hide until the season over and then we could. But I'm just saying, come on now. Selmo Fudd, you've been holding it down today, brother. You much too kind. You've been out here donating. Memberships, 10 memberships. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Give him a round of applause. He's been doing this thing. Shedeur don't care what they say. He good in the land, and he doing it his way. He's a franchise quarterback, and the boy can play. And to those that don't like that here, y'all have a nice day. Facts. Facts. The auditioning is over. The auditioning is over. We are no longer auditioning for you guys to come in here and talk about what you think and why he has to prove. Listen, in your little old mind, in your basement, wherever you at, if you believe that he's not a franchise quarterback, have a nice day. We no longer are auditioning for your support. We cool. We cool with what we saw. We just want to continue to move forward as if you didn't say anything. That's the energy we need. Oh my God, G, you got to speak on it. So now Dillon was Barry's pick. You see how they be moving? All of a sudden, it was just how all of a sudden it was Andrew Berry only wanted Deshaun Watson. I think Andrew Berry was the first. Who told you that? Who told? Hide festive. Guaranteed the 3 co-hosts on Ultimate Browns got a group chat without you in on it. I don't know how you deal with that. You be cooking them. Hey man, listen. Actually, be truthful. I don't even ever really think about it. I think I got a really good relationship with all the people that is in the industry everywhere. Now, obviously, you're not going to agree with everybody, but I don't have no ill will to nobody. Like, I think what makes UCSS cool is the fact that it's not phony. Like, I go in there and we go in there and argue. Bull and Jay just argued the whole show yesterday, and it was hilarious. I was sitting there with my popcorn. But everybody's not going to agree with what you got to say, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, you got to think about it, man. I came up in a battle rap culture in hip hop where everything is competitive. You know, Jay-Z is competitive with Big, and Big is competitive with Big Pun, and Pun think he the best. Like, to be a rapper, you got to think you the best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with it. Like, in battle rap, you can say the most crazy, heinous things to people, right? Using angles. You talk about people's moms, all that good stuff, right? But after the battle, they dap it up, and you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. They keep it on. They keep it out of the streets. They keep it on stage. They keep it as art. So for me, it's very difficult for anybody that I see to ever get on my nerves to a point where I'm like, okay, stand that person. I'm like, bro, this is easy work. This is light work. This is entertainment. I always tell people like this. Nah, nobody ain't crazy. They know how. Listen, when it comes to this battle game, I tell people, hey, you make all the videos you want about G. Bush. Put them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't never got a problem. I ain't never going to get mad at you. If you mention my name in the blog, I ain't going to get salty. Now, I might do a blog back. Nobody wants to be put on one of them Summer Jam screens. You know how we get surgical over here with this. But I would never get mad at nobody. Do your thing. I ain't right all the time. I welcome people to push back against what I say or how I'm moving, right? I would be excited. Oh, that's the interview. I'm like Goku when he see a strong dude. Oh, man, you're really strong. Yeah, I'd be like, bro, that's Beerus. Is there anyone stronger than Beerus? Yeah, Zeno. Yeah, let's spar. You like, Goku, you need to stop this. You be leaving home half your life running around fighting strong dudes, bro. This dude can kill you today. You're like, nah, don't worry about it. He's really strong. I want to test my limits. Come on, Goku, you're doing too much. But look, I would get excited. Like, yo, okay. About time you stood up for yourself. That's crazy. B. Moore's mad. McShay BFF is Jim Nagy, who ran the Senior Bowl. Shedeur Sanders turned the Senior Bowl down. Nagy started tweeting about how awful the Shrine Bowl is. Then his BFF McShay started the sources telling them BS. That's the thing they underestimated. They underestimated. Hey, these DCU aunties and cats that mess with Shedeur, they got a different level of petty. Bro, they got a different level. They own y'all. They own you right now. They own you like it's the war in Chirac. Like, if we into it, we into it forever. Y'all underestimated the reach. I tried to tell them. Shedeur Sanders, old school NFL QB, a coach in the field, toughest quarterback in the NFL. He has made the worst receiving core in the league show out. Routes take more than 2.5 seconds on the field to develop. He extend plays so he can throw a 20-plus yard route. Jaguar 89. I think one of the things that I think Shedeur said in an interview, he talked about the fact that one of the things that I get to do is I could sit into an interview with Kevin Stefanski, and I could sit in there and he could tell me on this progression, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And he said, but just like in life, you can have a different perspective. Somebody could say the same sentence and not have two different meanings. You can say one thing and it's the same exact sentence, but for me, I internalize it and hear a different thing. So the greatest thing is I can sit in and she says, don't throw this, or why you throw this. He said, because I can ask questions. So now I can completely understand the vision of what the play is and how I can maximize and how I can use my skills in order to maximize that play. And I thought that was a great way of explaining it, because as a play caller, as a coach, as a head coach or whatever, you have to have the ability to understand the language. That's why it's important that I want to be a lifelong learner. I want to be a student of life in general. I don't want to be ignorant. I want to be able to be around as many cultures, as many group of people as I can, and understand how to effectively communicate and move. And a lot of people, like, when you sit here and you talk about why it is that quarterbacks, he needs to be more traditional. He needs to, listen, let me tell you something. You know, my job as a coach is to get the most out of the player, to get the most and put him in the best position. Why would I have a line? Why would I have a long sentence, XY jet 36 stream banana boat U 65-8604 on 3? Why would I do that long when I'm going to have that long verbiage? He's going to have to remember it. Then he's going to have to go to the huddle and repeat it. And it's a clock going down. Now I want him to say all that, get to the line of scrimmage, and I might ask him to change the protection scheme. I might have him audible or go to a completely different play. All that time and energy, effort that I had with this verbiage and you yelling and screaming and talking and doing all that other stuff, I could have had him be at the line of scrimmage trying to figure out what's the best play we get into. All that can be deduced down to orange. I'll call it whatever you want to. Orange on 2. As long as we all know what orange on 2 play is and what route and protection scheme, we good. All that X, jet, Y, 32 gap, stream, rocket, Lou. No. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing? Jalen Bias just got off the night shift. You know I had to stop by the barbershop before bed. Shout out to all my third. I respect the heck out of you. All you third shifters, all you midnight dudes. I mess with y'all heavy. I ain't telling y'all, listen, like when I say that I had jobs, I used to work the night out at a Fairfield Inn in Akron. Did it for 2.5 years, man. Like I used to work third shift in the summer at a steel factory, making lockers for like cabinet lockers and things for schools. It's 110 degrees in here with that steel blazing. And shout out to them third stringers, man, dudes out there that, you know what I'm saying, when you get off, what you know about it, he got to stay up a little bit just to make sure he feel like he got a regular day ahead of him. You can't go right to sleep. But shoot, I had a regular job like 2 days ago, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I know what that is, man. Keep grinding. Martin Jackson. I like Mendoza, but I really like Ryan Leaf too. Cleveland take him number 1 and see what happens. Kevin Stefanski get credit for this, but not for the Baltimore game. That's crazy. It's always funny how anything negative, it ain't Kevin's fault. They've been setting this up for years. When quarterbacks don't perform, it was Baker's maturity. It was Deshaun Watson fell off. But he don't get no blame for nothing. He get coach of the year, and then everybody else get fired. How you get coach of the year and you get credit for 11? How does your offensive coordinator get fired when you get credit for 5 quarterbacks and you went to the playoffs with 5 different quarterbacks? But in that same year, when you won that award and went to the playoffs, your offensive coordinator who coordinates the offense and is the quarterback coach gets fired? Come on. Make it make sense. What makes me mad, G, is that is the King Shedeur Sanders be a franchise quarterback, not in Cleveland. Take nasty work. It's like these media folks want Cleveland. They do. Let me just give y'all a heads up. You think they watch the Browns? They use the Browns as punchlines and whipping boys. They use the Browns as jokes and cliches. Like, they're not watching the Cleveland Browns play. And they say, hey, can you be a franchise quarterback? No, not in Cleveland. Well, shut up and stop talking about us then. If you don't like us so much, go talk about this. Go talk about the Cowboys or the 49ers or one of the big market city teams. If the Packers, stop talking about us and let us go over here and cook. Because you always telling me, "Oh, not in Cleveland though." What, you sound dumb. I just see them throw for 360 yards in Cleveland in the snow, but he can't be a franchise quarterback for the Browns. Why? Narrative-based content, boy. Boy, oh boy. Nita. Todd in this type can say whatever. Shedeur has talent, and Grandma praying Warriors, and they undefeated. Tell Jonathan he invited to the cookout. Nick could be a +1. That's a big one. Jonathan Peterlin, you need to run it. You can take this clip and you can run it on your show. This is bigger than an Emmy. This is bigger than a radio award. This is the biggest thing you've said. This right here should be viral. Tag Mr. Peterlin. Nick Wilson, you have now been invited to the cookout. Do you understand what that means? I'll get with you and get your onboarding packet for the cookout. You must have an onboarding packet for the cookout. Understand that you're not to bring the potato salad. You're just going to show up, right? You're going to show up. Do not bring a veggie tray. That thing's going to sit on the side. Do not do it. We're going to get together. By the way, do not come to the cookout 15 minutes early. You must come an hour and a half late. I know it's confusing. If you show up 15 minutes early, they're still going to be cooking, and it's going to be awkward. You're going to have to be in there with the aunties and the uncles talking for a whole hour and a half while everyone's not there. Don't do it. As a matter of fact, carpool with me and Rosie. Pull up. I'll get you together. We'll be right on time. They're going to run that. Put that on 92.3 The Fan. You are welcome. You are at the cookout. But you got to run. There's no tag-alongs because they will know. They know these folks. There's a couple of people that's on the ban list. Trizzy and the Money, the Fans Media, that want to move on from Shedeur are allergic to limelight and all the attention it brings to the Browns in Cleveland. Yeah, you actually got to do something. My mom used to always say, if you want to wear bright clothes and fire fits, be ready for the scrutiny that come with it. Because there's going to be some people that ain't got the heart to wear what you could wear and want to clown you, want to laugh and joke. Oh, look what he wearing. He look like so-and-so. They'll laugh for about 2-3 weeks. But when them fits start smacking them up upside the face, when people start looking around like, who's that girl? Girl, you see him over there? When you got them fits, when it's starting to hit different, then all of a sudden they're going to shut up. When you get in that limelight, when you got Shedeur Sanders, you got a ball player, you got some team, people interested in looking, it's a lot of people that ain't comfortable with that. Because now it's going to shine a light on the fact that you had a terrible play call. You're taking the dude off the football field. Why are you taking him off the football field to run wild dog? It's going to be a lot of scrutiny. HTX Nate. Put any quarterback in behind the offensive line at Colorado that 12 had and watch them crumble. Why do people think he didn't look good in the system? He always had elite talent at Oregon. Now don't have it. Look, HTX, I never thought that was a red hand. Them folks know that Dylan Gabriel wasn't that. They knew that. They just rolled with it. It was convenient. It gave him a foil. They knew that. Angel Tulis. G. Bush, keep that pressure on the haters. Yeah, they thought they was going to get that off twice. He thought he was going to ramp up his pre-draft stuff with this. He's going to ramp up his pre-draft content by coming with these same nasty little tropes. You know, he has to work on his maturity. Man, stop. You gotta come stronger. You gotta name names this year, bro. You got to get specific this year, fam. Black Angus, question is, who do you trust more? Haslam getting the new regime, coach, GM right, or Barry getting the next draft and roster right? I got to go with Barry getting the, if Andrew Barry picked Shedeur Sanders and he already got Quinshawn Judkins, who's going to get 1,000 yards. He already got Schlesinger, who's going to be a defensive rookie of the year. He already got Harold Fanning Jr., who already broke the rookie tight end record mark. He's the leading receiver in the third round. Come on now. Of course. Felton McWhorter, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. 10,919 people, wherever you are, hit the like button. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Florida Volts, Mendoza sacked 75 times in college. I haven't seen it be mentioned once, and how that would be an issue in the NFL because it don't fit the narrative. Doesn't fit the narrative. Because if you mention that, you would have to stop mentioning the fact that that's a bad personality trait perceived for Shedeur Sanders. You can't do that. Kamal, the quiet warrior. Shedeur is Mahomes level at the podium. Impeccable. Always keeps it real, never back down. True team player, coach supporter, all in embrace the Midwest small market city. From a Chiefs fan, I mess with you, G. Bush. I appreciate you, my guy out there. If he's anywhere near Mahomes, and what Mahomes then did to the Kansas City Chiefs, we got us something. If he's half of that, we cooking. Stay tuned, G. Bush. I didn't get the link hey, can we get that? Can we get that link? The squad locker. Yeah, we'll get you to that. By the way, we'll put that out there too. You know, we got the Barbershop merchandise. We got Nike merchandise. We got Under Armour merchandise. If you're interested in that merchandise, we got the Barbershop with the panda with the Nike. Let us know. We've been having that. Let us know. We'll put it out. We will put it out. Let us know in the comment section. We will put the link to the description for that as well. Stay tuned. We appreciate you. What do you think about Tommy Rees turning down all these high-profile coaching, college head coach jobs? I think he's the Browns head coach next season. I'm good with that. Birdshoe. I think they may like Tommy Rees. I think at bare minimum, they may like him as a coordinator at bare minimum. And think about it. This ain't even his offense. This is Stefanski stuff. So I mean, at bare minimum, I mean, and I talked to people, I talked to a lot of cats, and they said, listen, Jim Schwartz will get an interview. And if Jim Schwartz gets an interview, I wouldn't be surprised if they retain Tommy Rees. You know what I'm saying? Now, Bubba Ventrone, I'm going to need you to keep it pushing. Bubba, we can't do that. You already know I didn't talk to you. Joint JD NBA. Shedeur wins Rookie of the Week, and now Mary Kay is trying to tie Shedeur's success to Kevin. The writing's on the wall. Kevin needs an updated resume, and the winner is AB. I agree. It's a little too late, like for them to try to attach that. Because he's still doing stuff like not trusting Shedeur Sanders with the most important game of the season. You putting Quinshawn Judkins on the wild dog when this man threw for 360 yards. That shows that you don't have trust in what he can do on the goal line. It's crazy. Creative Rain Elementary. I think Haslam is the problem. Notice how Coach Prime actually gave Kevin a hug and gave Jimmy the cold shoulder during the recent interview. I think Kevin is doing Jimmy's bidding and will take the fall for it. Nah, I don't agree with that. I think Jimmy Haslam is the reason they drafted Shedeur Sanders. I believe Jimmy Haslam's like, because they were going to be done with drafting players. That was done. They took Dylan in the third. There wasn't even on the mix. But Jimmy was like, hold on. Am I really going to pass up on this? Andrew, let me come talk to you, my dog. Hey, what you think about getting Shedeur? They had to package picks and trade it up to get him. So I know it for a fact that Jimmy on board with it. Alexander Gallant, we talking about Shedeur being the leader of the Browns football team. Yes, that's what we talking about. Mark, 948. It's the I'm white and I say so narrative with no proof to back it up. I will tell you people, I know some black people like that too, because I said so. I'm the guy. I said it. So I mean it. Also, Darrow, Shedeur is immature, but the Manning bros fart jokes. Yeah, it's funny. There's no better description of it than this. No better description. Shedeur has a backwards hat. He's wearing a backwards hat. Why is he not sitting next to Dylan? Does anybody care where Dylan is sitting at now? Does anybody care how Dylan is moving when Shedeur comes off the field? No. Is anybody worried about anybody's backwards hat? No. They do this stuff because you can tell it's blatant. Neil Gray, Browns has quarterback who hates losing and just want to win, but is willing to get sacked just to give his players a chance to win. He's a hungry brown dog mentality. I think he's trying to make plays, man. Sacks is part of the game. I hate when they try to make one stat a boogeyman all of a sudden. He's running backwards. Stop saying that, bro. He's running backwards. That's all you got to say? What about him throwing the ball forward? What about the check downs? Teammates handed Shedeur a Himothy Trophy award. Imagine and celebrated with the team how the media hate would have spun it. Who does he think he is? 80s Brazil. They be doing that enough. That was funny. That was a good gesture, though, too. It shows that they got a really nice, close-knit group of guys. And even he talks about how all the rookies are very close to each other. Nasir Amaru. Not going to be easy in Chicago, but all the Browns' energy and terrible weather, but Shedeur is him. It's an uphill battle. Actually, I'm going to just tell you, I don't got the Browns winning this game. It's an uphill battle. But if he wins this football game, we got some stuff to talk about. Make sure you check us out. We will be right here on the Barbershop for the watch party. Make sure y'all check that out. 12:45 we start. We'll get to all throughout the game. We'll have a UCSS post-game show right at the 2-minute warning. You got to flip over and watch that. And then, of course, we come back to the Barbershop. We working. Barbershop for the post-game after that. Alexander Gallant. It's about the Browns winning the Super Bowl with Shedeur at quarterback. There you go. There you go. That's what we trying to get. We don't want citizenships awards. DK1028. This Browns situation, like when Sister Mary Clarence tried to bring some life to the St. Catherine's convent. Can we rock this place? If you know, hey, listen. When they won, who won? Sister Mary Clarence. Oh my. That woman, I said, what you think was going to happen? She had Lauryn Hill. You going to win anything if you got prime Lauryn Hill. I'm like, think about it. We got a young Lauryn Hill. Pre-Fuji's Lauryn Hill. And you talking about, do we need to go get another lead singer? We got Miss Educational Lauryn Hill on the roster. And you talking about we want to sing from the regular hymns. Girl, sheesh, this is why I love this channel. If you know, you know. Got Lauren Hill talking about what's going on. Nish speaking. The media acting like the killer in the Columbo episode who thought he got away with it and are so annoyed when Columbo keeps popping up with the questions. Yeah, and they be mad as heck. They get so mad they got to tell on themselves. So what, you're right. So what, you're right. But I had every right to do what I did. You don't know what I've been through. You'd be like, man, Columbo got you telling yourself again? Do you remember you said the locker room choose him if he's the one? Look like they just did with the Hemi Award. You can't make this stuff up, people. You can't. He got the Hemothy Award. The locker room choose. You don't choose. I'm just letting you know how it works. The people choose who to champ. They chose. I'm sorry. The people chose. Look, this is, see, you got to talk stuff into, you know what, I bought this, look at this belt. This is G. Bush, the people's champion. Do you see him? The American dream right there on the side. Do you see this? I got this belt 5 years ago. You know why I got that belt? It was already there. The people choose. You don't choose. You don't get to pick. They chose. Because they resonate with the real. That's what they gonna put. Like, I don't listen, I'm just not saying, see, this the problem with y'all. You guys just say it. I really mean, and I line up what I'm talking about. I got that belt 5 years ago, before we was doing any of this. 5. I didn't know I was gonna say that the people chose how you move. I didn't say, you know, I'm gonna buy this belt, call myself the people's champ, and then I'm gonna have this thing about Shedeur Sanders, and then I'm gonna tie it. No. It was already ordained. It just lined up. That's the way it lined up, like that. The people choose. You know, they laughed. They said, this dude, I took it to a tailgate. I used to do a Browns tailgate with Jonathan Peterlin. I took the belt out there, was out in the city. I said, G. Bush, you crazy. They're laughing. Who this dude with this belt? Until people start taking pictures being with the belt. They say, he might got something here. The people choose, not you. They still don't know. There's 11,000 people in here, 11,000, 12. Listen, it ain't a football game. We ain't doing nothing. We just sitting here talking and having a conversation on the front porch, drinking lemonade. Ain't no game happen. The game ain't, this is a Saturday morning and it's 11,000 people in here. I still can't figure it out. I don't know why. Because the people chose. It's not up for you to figure out. Let's keep it pushing. Selma Fudd, gifted 10 membership. We appreciate Selma. We got to drop it. We dropped that again. Shout out to my man. Nita, Himothy for the 3rd start. The play on the field is speaking loudly. People don't understand. Himothy is a very high ranking. Like, Himothy is like crazy. Let me just tell y'all, in the black community, like, he goes Himothy. Himothy's like, that's like second. I ain't even gonna say what the top name is. We ain't gonna get that. It's too close to Sunday. Jesus got the top name. That's the, like, that, just put that out of the thing. Like, that's out of the mix. But it's the 3rd week. 3rd week. He threw for 300 this weekend, and a lot of people gonna get fired, not even talking about Kevin. The teams that passed on him, Brody's bottom line. Hey, if he, look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. He threw for 300 this week. people got to turn in their key fob. He threw for 300. He turn in that key fob, bro. Turn in them key fobs, bro. And we're gonna walk. We gonna. Matter of fact, how we used to do it when we was getting people, because we was in a top secret of the industry where people was around a lot of records. When you got fired from when we was working at, we gave you that. We call it a pizza party. Gave you that pizza party. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to get this pepperoni slices, some cheese pieces, and then we're going to get y'all up out of there. We're going to say, yeah, man, we had to downsize to get that pizza party, bro. It's tough. We will be telling you why we let you go and why we doing that. We got security packing up all your belongings right there at the desk. So when you come down, they're like, I got to go back to my desk and get my, no, you don't. No, sir, no, ma'am. We got your box packed up right here. All your pictures, your little beanie babies, your little cushy seats, your coffee mug, your tumbler, all your notepads, all your stuff. Now, you ain't about to go back to this desk and write nothing up. We ain't getting none of these records neither. We've already logged you out. You've been logged out, sir. We've clocked you out for the day. All we need is that key fob. They be reluctant to get a key fob up too. Son of a... I got my key fobs. No. They like, dog, you got the security for it? Yeah, but we can't take no chances around y'all. Y'all crazy nowadays. Get up out of here. He threw for 300 yards. Somebody's key fob is not going to be working on Monday morning. I'm going to tell you that right now. Browns need a quarterback. They got one. Brandon. We got 3 of them. We go right there. You're right. We do need a quarterback. We found one last week. Black Culturalist TV. CU versus USC. It was number 12 and wide receiver Omarion Miller. Just need one. All we need is one. In the word of the great Nas, all I need is one mic. All I need is one mic. That's it. Shedeur Sanders is a franchise quarterback. Thank you. Eric 23 ATL. Thank you for submitting your resume and your nomination for quarterback 1. We here at the committee in the Barbershop church community on Wednesday nights youth group, thus giving us power, will ratify that nomination and ask Shedeur Sanders to be quarterback 1. There you go. Joint JD MBA. AB telling Shedeur Sanders that it's time to learn Mandarin is the same as Alonzo telling Jake, this is chess, it ain't checkers. It has nothing to do with the playbook. You know what I'm saying? You know, Detective Hoyt, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Jake, you got that eye. You got the eye. But you gotta be able to learn to play the game. Jake. If you want something to stick, you got to have something on you, Jake. Now, trust me. I know what they told you in there, but in there ain't here. In there ain't here. You stick with me. You first detective next week. Very next day, dropped him off with them IBM computers over in into the drug dealer's paradise, bro. They Los Discos 13. They dropped you right over there. He tried to line Jake all the way up. Yeah. Hey, Alonzo Holmes, he's a dirty dude, man. Messed with one of the Russians, man. They told him he needed $13 million today. Yeah, you was part of the plan, ain't it? AB, my man, Joint JD NBA. This is why I love this. I'm having fun today. Y'all, all references today been off the charts. We didn't talk movie, internet. We didn't talk. You told people from the very beginning, don't believe the false narratives. Now they're looking crazy. Don't do it. You should at least hedge your bet. DP, my man Daryl, you hedge your bet. Funny, I ain't seen Rex Ryan. Hey, somebody put that ABP out for Rex. We ain't seen much. Listen, ESPN cold with it though. You know they be on that rotating schedule. Like 1 week you be the ESPN be put people on call. Like, you know, when you on call, like every breaking news they just have you on. Like some certain weeks Stephen A is on call. Like, I know he is, because it'll be like, we got a NASCAR story. It's a pile up after on lap number 235. Stephen A. Smith, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, man, it was a travesty. Like, Stephen A. is doing NASCAR. We ain't seen Rex Ryan. He ain't been on the work list. He ain't been on the holiday list. So holiday hours get cut, bro. I'm like, Rex, where you at? We ain't seen you. They got NFL Live. They got a lot of different things. They doing draft. Where you been at, Rex? We ain't seen you on Get Up. Davy Davis. I see Shedeur is willing to throw the ball away now to keep from getting a sack, but bad for his personal stats, but good team first attitude. Yep. And guess what? And the people that move goalposts, watch how devious this is. At first, it was him running backwards and understanding that he needs to throw the ball away and not take sacks. Now that he doesn't take sacks and is throwing the ball away and understanding what he needs to do to continue to put the team first, it's his completion percentage isn't good. Don't you see his completion percentage? He's one of the worst quarterbacks completion percent. But then you just say, see, does Shedeur really have a chance with the backups? Bro, I got the Browns losing this game. Let me tell you that right now. I got the Browns losing this football game. And the reason I feel like they're losing this football jab, I look right here. This is the people that's out. Just so y'all know. Denzel Ward, David Njoku, Dylan Sampson, Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller, Aiden Huntington, and quarterback Deshaun Watson. Questionable: Joe Batonio, Cedric Tillman, Malachi Corley, Zach Zenner, and Mason Graham. That's your whole doggone offensive line, multiple dudes on defense. I mean, the Bears is 9-4, and they playing on the road, and it's going to be cold. So, for me, I'm not about to sit here and act like if they lose this football game, it's his fault or what you got to do. I'm interested in seeing what type of energy he put into it. But let me just tell you something, though. If he comes out in here and he cooks with all them people, I'm telling you, turn your key fobs in. I'm telling you right now. Last week, I just said, go to bed early, get your khakis ironed out, tell your mom to get that, tell your wife to get you that bologna sandwich ready. This week, get that key fob ready. You might have to turn in your credentials for this one if he balls this week. Neither. I know no trading Shedeur, but if Burrow is thinking retirement, Shedeur throwing to those receivers will be, Nita, see, here you go. Here you go, Nita. You getting people all excited. By the way, I was like, yo, that's kind of wild. Yeah. Him throwing in them receivers, and I got to play Shedeur Sanders 2 years. Stop. I got to play him 2 games a year? No. I might have to start doing college football content. I don't know if I could do that. They're going to be mad at me. At least the Bears don't have film on the Hungry Dogs. Levitt 6, I appreciate you. Yeah, listen, Laverdane, if you want to do something with your life, feel free to do it right now. Martin Jackson, Shedeur Sanders has proven the conspiracies was real. All of them start with 32 white dudes in a room. Sorry, white people, not white people know this. Martin Jackson. Bev Skid, G, good morning, G. How are you? Do you plan on going to any remaining home games? You met 12. Does he look younger or bigger in real life? Did you meet Deion or Bucky? Much love to you, Rosie and the fam. Did the Browns give him a hemothy? Yes, they did give him a hemothy. Do I plan on going to any remaining Browns games? No. It is cold outside. I will be watching in the comfort of my own home. I did a whole skit with me, Tyvis and Dustin about how former players hate going to football games, especially when it's cold. Have I met 12? I've never met him personally. I did see him at practice when I went in the summer. Does he look younger or bigger in real life? He was kind of far away, but you know, he's like, I'm a pretty big person. So a lot of people don't be recognized. Like I'm like 6'5", 200 and like about 280. I'm about 280. I think I might be in the 70s now. I've been losing weight. So I'm about 6'5", about 270, 279, 280. So when people see me, they be like, you look small as heck on TV, but I didn't know that was you until I heard you talk because you big. So no, so I wouldn't classify him as tall or big, but did you meet Dion or Bucky? I've never met Coach Prime or Bucky in real life. Shout out to them. Maybe one day I'll meet him. Maybe we'll see him somewhere. Much love to you, Rosie and the fam. Did the Browns give him everything work? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Did we roll? Can we get Shedeur his number 2 back? I'd be interested to see that because you know what'll happen. If he does move, if he's a starting quarterback and he moves from 12 to 2, he's going to sell all them jerseys. And the guy who had the jersey at number 2, I think his name is Carter. He's a returner. He's on IR, so he can get that. Why UCS deleting clips and not addressing Dion calling lies on Mary Kay? Browns media for continue to spread false narratives. Is UCS as compromised? Sky High. I don't know if did they delete clips and not addressing Dion calling. Here's what I'll say about this too. And this is the way it works. Like, and I think Tyvis said this too. Matter of fact, we're streaming live on UCSS right now. So when you're doing a show, and a lot of people don't be getting this, like when you do a show, and you bring people on, that's, they come on, you bring them on as a guest to show their opinion. That's their opinion, Now, if you say something and one of the hosts that's on the panel disagree with that, they can ask another question and you can have a conversation. But for the most part, you're bringing those people on to give their opinion about it. Now, a lot of times we'll opine about it afterwards or whatever, or we might have a conversation while that person is there. But, in the media, it's not really, a lot of times your job to be rebuttaling. Like I always say, I got my own platform and I say what I say on my own platform. And a lot of times, even on my own platform, I don't necessarily want to go into, debunking everything somebody says. It's checks and balances for people. If they said that, they got to stand on what that said. And so Coach Prime, if he feels like that was not truthful, he's going to say that. And so she deals with the consequences or whatever comes with that. Like, that's just part of the game. Everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So just same way she said that, the same way Coach Prime has a right to say that. And I don't feel like UCSS is compromised. I mean, because for me, it can't be compromised because I'm sitting there and I'm going to say what I want to say. So when I'm there, I give my opinion based on what it is. And then I give my opinion when I'm here. So to me, I think sometimes we got to understand that we can't be the arbiter of every information piece coming out. We just can't. That's not the goal of as a journalist or an opinion person is to have to debunk everything somebody says. Like, the audience has the ability to do that to those people in real time. She has a Twitter account. She got videos and comment sections. That's for y'all to figure out whether or not you agree with it or not. Pro Fran talk. As long as Shedeur balls out, the questions will answer themselves. Haters want style points over wins. Look forward to chopping it up with you. Beware of the moving goalpost. We appreciate you. D Woods 1609. I just hope that they don't do Shedeur like they did Baker. I don't want him to leave. Hey, don't worry about that. Hey, bro, stuff work out. What you do on that football field matters. But there's a lot of people that write a lot of different things. I'm more interested in watching what's going on this week. I ain't got no time for that. Tristan Skywalker, you mean to tell me all I had to do was throw to far cans and managers, and I would have developed into an NFL starter quarterback? Stefanski was a genius for inventing such a brilliant development tool. Boy, I wish that tool would listen. That could have got me in the league. Boy, I should have. Matter of fact, if all it took for me to get my podcast up was to go over there and throw to the trash cans like Stefanski had him throwing, I would have been a millionaire by now. So easy a caveman can do it. Martin Jackson, I hope Deshaun Watson tell Ingram how to negotiate his next contract. Hey, well, if he can get that guaranteed bag, Mr. K. Morris, we appreciate the super chat. MG23 Raptor, check the injury report. The majority of the starting quarterbacks are black. The most famous NFL player is black. And this is the top down effect of control the image of the NFL for the good old boys club propaganda. It's the propaganda. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. This week, if you want to know about the propaganda gets really diminished very quickly with games and numbers. He come out here against Caleb Williams and play well. All that propaganda be up out of here. What's good, G. Bush, Chris Powell? Die-hard Lions fan here, but I love your content. Hopefully the Browns are smart and use those picks to build around 12 the right way. Appreciate you. Shout out to Detroit. I got an affinity for Detroit, the way they built it. Their fan base has been very maligned. By the way, the Lions got the best uniforms in the game. Them black uniforms, them electric blue. Lions got a crazy. I just like the way the Lions is constructed. I like the way they build. I like the coach. Like a lot of things about him. 12 80s Brazil. 12 so good. He's sending boys back to college for another year. Stop playing with him. Hey, a lot of dudes are like, yeah, you're right. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and back and get my little extra. Is they still giving out them COVID years? I'm gonna go back. I got a couple extra years eligibility over here, Chuck. 80s Brazil. Musgrave did a good job quarterback developing over Kevin. Todd McShay is disrespectful as a dish rag who thinks he can evaluate NFL quarterbacks and talent when he never played at an elite level. Nasty work. Light Wheezy. Appreciate the super chat. Colonizers had a century to start and still stealing, still benefiting. Soon as Coach Pride benefit his son, they want the world to end. Let's go 12. Come on, man. I never got it. Did you think LeBron's son wasn't going to play in the NBA? You know how many people don't deserve to be in the NBA? You know how many coaches don't deserve to be coaches and they still get in? Stop. Nita G, thanks for all your work. To my fans, family, we at Village, and thanks for standing deep and not letting the false narratives work. Go 12 under players dealing with the same nonsense. Nita, we appreciate you. We're not gonna do that this year. Stop. We're not doing that this year. You got that off last year and got your money off, but we're not going to play the old, and you got to come a little stronger with that. Like Weezy said, didn't his daddy say we coming? Well, Shedeur Sanders is coming. Actually, he's arrived. He's here. I am Travis Little. It's crazy how Shedeur is the only rookie quarterback being judged with a fine-tooth comb. I thought he was a fifth-round talent. Is not a fifth year yet. You got to keep it. I always tell people, you got to keep it the same energy, the exact same way. If you talk how long shot and how you got to keep the same energy. You got to. 80s Brazil. You have no culture when you've stolen everything. Hey, that was spicy. That was $1.99 spicy too. That was crazy. That was cryptic. Lusty GA21. The Saudi. I'm destroying it. We're just gonna call it that before we get out of pocket. When was the last time a quarterback played at an HBCU who was drafted in the first round? Maybe this is meant to discourage quarterbacks from following 12 paths. Yeah, they be doing little sneaky little stuff. They be doing little. Coach Prime had him spooked with the HBCU movement, though. You can't get the number one player to be going to HBCUs. Rob Rich 73. G Bush. You're the standard. 3 weeks with the number ones. Grown went in them record books. 3 weeks he in the record. That's crazy. That's legendary. 80s Brazil. Criticize his game, not his character. That's all we've been trying to say. Sev-L30. Where are all those people who laughed at him for not wanting to be a backup to Lamar or Jalen Hurts? He got the opportunity, won, and seized it. That's all what I call being strategic, understanding the landscape of the game, right? OG Powers, 88. DG backup for who? The Ohio See, this is why. This is why. We can't, no. I do think Dylan Gabriel could be a solid backup. I think he does have limitations due to his height and the ability to see downfield. I'll say that. AG, Emmanuel Johnson. There's a reason why Shedeur is currently the top 5 in pressure to sack ratio. After 3 starts, teams are still pressuring him, but he's getting better. They still going after him. They you watch the film and you'll see that. But what he's doing now is making them pay for bringing that. Because if they're going to bring that heat, there's a chance he's going to throw that ball deep. That rhymed and everything. Rifle 65. Kevin Stefanski's father-in-law is the late legendary baseball announcer, Tim McCarver. Prime dumped the water on him in postgame. I heard that wasn't true. I heard they did some. I seen something somewhere where they said there's no affiliation with that. I saw that on Twitter. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did see that going around though. What would the organization do with Dylan Gabriel now? I doubt they'll get rid of 3rd round pick for him. Maybe they can get a 5th round pick for him. I think they're gonna keep him on the roster. You got to think about it. If you got a guy who knows the playbook, knows the roster, you drafted him, you have asset invested in him. I literally think you can go to next year and Shedeur's your number 1 quarterback. Deshaun Watson is your backup. He's kind of expensive, but he has a contract that should be expiring after the next year. You got Dylan Gabriel. Super cop Ray Christ Jesus lives today. G. Bush loves seeing the barbershop exploding lately. McShay sweating them old comments after 3 weeks. And I think I think the good Lord for Bears stepping up and Kevin Stefanski got his franchise quarterback in the 3rd round. I appreciate you, man. Staying sold. Year 3 Sanders with Operation Stockpile after Watson's contract ends will be interesting. If they continue to draft well too, that will make me optimistic. That's it. Once that contract get off the books and we got project, can you imagine? Listen, give me Cardinal Tate some linemen, bro. And Quinshawn Judkins with an offseason and Phantom with an offseason. Bro, come on now. Isaiah Bond year 2. Come on now. I'm excited about that. Medic 5151. The wild people out there complaining about 12 saying he grew up with a silver spoon, but the same people love Kevin Stefanski not doing their research as well. You know, that don't fit the narrative though. That don't fit it. Ain't gonna fit right. Grandy Channel. Bull kept it real, but Jay is straight tripping. I think Bull came around a little bit. He said, hold on, how do I know? How do I know that these quarterbacks in college is better than what I just saw? I said, oh, now you just see? Look, you was asking, right? And let me tell you this. You say what you want about Jay is not crazy. Jay, if he come out here and throw for that 300 this week, I'm going to tell you right now, Jay gonna switch all that up. I'm telling you right now. He throw for 300 against a playoff team. He's switching that up. He gonna be right emotional, chopping it up with the rest of us. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Najee Muhammad. I don't like the name Big Circus. I prefer Mr. Right Bush. It puts respect on your name by acknowledging your football acumen. You know what? I like to be self-deprecating. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to call me a clown, clowns do stuff for city to city. Big Circus means I own the circus. I own the clown show. As a matter of fact, not just the clowns. I got the elephants. I got the spinning trapeze. I got everything. I got lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! You pull up at my circus, you gonna get a show, right? We got this big circus in 5 cities rotating at once. If you gonna say I'll be stirring the pot, put some respect on it. Call me the biggest clown in the game. TK5904, I agree with Jaguar. I think they took Shedeur asking questions and seeing things differently as him being Dylan. That's correct. I think sometimes you got to get used to how people communicate. And now that they're working with him day after day after day and actually seeing his personality, you're like, oh, well, he isn't that bad. I guess he was just asking and coming at it from a different perspective. Jab 9237. Skeleton crew O-line. Tillman blocks one time and gets day-to-day. Freezing weather. Star players out. Shedeur still upright and nothing but faith and the armor of God. Ride out 12. God bless you. If he win this game, I'm looking for him to keep it close. Miss Bell says they dropped DG like a bad habit after playing him until he was hurt, and Kevin Stefanski liked him, supposedly. Do us a favor and keep not liking Shedeur. He's good. Shedeur got a lot of people that like him. I think he'll have enough friends to go around. Wyatt Tillman, we appreciate you. We got you together. One Energy Bar. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Beautifully blessed. It's not true that Prime didn't hug Haslam. They are friends, and all of you have to do is watch well-off media videos. Not today. Yeah. By the way, Prime and the Haslams is good. They good. Let me just tell you that. I know that for a fact. Just from behind the scenes. I just know that. Just tell you that. And I don't say that unless I know it. Good. They good. They all right. Lorenzo, shout out to Rosie. Shout out to Rosie. We chilling, man. I think she's gonna make that cornbread today, too. I think she is. If Mendoza did what 12 did on Sunday, they would have fell out of their chairs as if Michael Jackson pulled up. Facts, OG Phantom. I said this. You put that name, if that was Arch Manning, if it was Dylan Gabriel, if it was Deshaun Watson, let me tell you something. They would have lost their minds if they would have had that performance. Let's not act like it was regular. Like they tried to make the little 220 Mendoza threw for like it was moving mountains. It wasn't. Mary S12 says ESPN give him the Himothy Award. Google it with 12. He got the Himothy Award. He got the T-shirt too. The States Consulting. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. One Energy Bar. G. Bush, One Energy Bar checking in from LA. Been watching you since the summer. Love your work. The Browns fans finally got their quarterback and they're acting like they need to see more. That's some nasty work. Shout out to One Energy Bar. Make sure you check them out wherever you at. One Energy Bar. We appreciate you from LA. You got to have energy bars out there. Matter of fact, you got to lift in LA. You got to have energy, money, fame. You got to be cute. Ain't no ugly people in LA. Bird Shoe. Thrash got waved. Dude, you got waves, huh? Riri Lady. Oh, and Daryl Ryder also has help. 12 down 2. So Nick and Jonathan, you can bring Daryl as a +1. The aunties have disseminated that. Just tell Daryl, don't bring no bobbleheads. Don't bring no trinkets. We think that might be strange. Don't bring no collectibles. That's strange to the cookout. Just come with yourself. Okay? Come with yourself. Made by love. #franchise. We appreciate you so much. Beautifully blessed. Shedeur throws for 303 touchdowns. NFL wants to give Cleveland 2 national showings. Now that's nasty work. By the way, I saw that. Beautifully blessed. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, no, we got to get them in this market. We got to get them. We got to get the Browns on them, that big screen. Had to. Edge Sport. What do you make of the offensive line out in Chicago game tomorrow? Offensive line, we got everybody down. Wyatt Teller looks like he's banged up. Botonio is banged up. Conklin is banged up. Luke Whippler will probably be the starter. He didn't give up any pressures, though. We'll see. But he did have a fumble snap last week. So, right now, it's going to tell me a lot of what Shedeur Sanders is doing, because I can't, the Bears is one of the top NFL teams in takeaways. They just lost last week. They're a hungry team. They're going to want to get after you. So for me, he's going to have to, this game is going to have a lot to do with what Shedeur Sanders could do to minimize any turnovers, but also make some plays. The Browns weren't able to run the football last week. Shedeur Sanders actually led them in rushing. So they're going to have to turn that around a little bit. But it's one of the reasons I didn't pick the Browns to win, because of the offensive line play. Ms. Bell, Lima gets the butt wipe award. He said it's the Browns' fault that he bad-mouthed Shedeur because they told him that he was slow, not ready, etc. Heard it all. Yeah. Sunshine Anderson, heard it all before. Baby this, baby that. I said, yeah, we heard it. Come on now. Why you take people's word for it? You could have saw that, Lyman. Come on. Bad job out of you. Quad Rich. Yo, Boog from the Shedeur Sanders camp want to chop it up, come on the shop. You got any chair openings for this? Cordier Rich. Let me tell you something, my guy. Boog and G. Bush have chopped it up. And he will be an exclusive guest for a sit down with G. Bush. Let him know what it is. Boog. Yeah. I don't know how you knew that. You must be plugged in, but that interview is coming. Shout out to Boog. He's been on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. He's back in Dallas right now. I will be linking up with him in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be sitting down to do an exclusive interview right here in the barbershop. We're going to do it up big. Y'all ain't going to want to miss that. Y'all ain't going to want to miss it. He going to be on here. See, I be listening to the people. We chopped it up. Shout out to him. We chopped it up yesterday. Y'all be knowing way too much. I don't know how y'all be doing it too. Did you hear about Stefanski's grandpa Sanders passed? Yes, I did. BNA East established 1988. Cabot and Breer chose crazy work over journalism. Always realize that journalist's job is two different things from an opinion person's job. They write based on stories that they hear. I write or talk about stories that I feel. Kelvin Bellinger, love the way you pop it up for 12 on UCSS. You had your man Jason filling away, zip him up. You already know my slogan. Listen, shout out to Jason too. You know what I'm saying? I love having those conversations on television. It's great being in internet because everybody got an opinion. And I think UCSS, we get people to tune in because we know that everybody got a different opinion, and we gonna have at it. We do that. Ain't nobody getting people together arguing back and forth, and you'll never see what it's gonna be. And then at the end of the day, we still be able to argue and have conversations and then come away and still be cool. So, but I like that about UCSS. Rudy Wright, does your UCSO's co-host Jay still call 12 trash? No. Actually, Jay actually gave him, I think, a A- or B+ in his game. He gave him A- or B+ in terms of his performance. But a lot of, like, Jay's like, just pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. I'm like, listen, we not going to pump the brakes. I'm going to tell you what, too. He come out here and throw for 300 yards this game. Even Jay going to have to come in here and be like, yeah, we got one. We got one. Miss Melanated, new business opportunity, Prince Cleat Gold Chains. Hey, you know, I thought about trying to get these. There's some Jordans. There's some Jordan 11 Purple Rains. And they way too expensive. I mean, they're crazy expensive. They're very rare. Oh, I'm tripping. I just got it. This is LSU Tiger. I was calling you Lusty and everything. I'm like, bro, that sounds like a crazy screen there. I can't be calling another person Lusty. That's crazy. LSU Tiger, according to McClung, a 4-year backup, is still a rookie. So Mike White, 350-yard game in year 4 is on par with 12s. Come on, McNuggets. You were still LSU too? You still salty about that? Come on, man. Shout out to McNuggets too, man. Stay tuned. Kevin's wife is Michelle McCarver, who is Tim McCarver's daughter. It's a Google and Wiki pages. He definitely got something against Deion and Shedeur. I got to check that out a little bit more. All right, check that out. Appreciate the super chat. Keisha Stephanie, wondering why he haven't seen DG locker room interviews and camera time at the games, and folks wonder why Shedeur Sanders fans are the way they are. We see it. Living with Eric B. You got to try for Lemon, Harbor, and Chris. Listen, Nick Harbor is crazy. Malachi Lemon is crazy from USC. Chris, I like him too from Georgia. I like all of them. Couple more here. Grandy T Channel says Shedeur is a franchise quarterback, period. Point blank. I completely concur. And Robert T8, who's a member, G. Bush, Money Man, you already know, sent you an email to join your show too. When you get the chance, appreciate, all good. Robert T, I appreciate you as well. We'll check out that chat. We'll check out that email, and we appreciate you becoming a member and be a member for a month. Wow, man, we was cooking today. One more, Don Peasy Weezy. Funniest thing is the Brownstown would be if after Kevin is let go, the Browns interview Brian Dable for the head coach job and have Shedeur Sanders conduct it. That would be devastating work. That work would be the most ironic work in the history of work. Like, that's crazy. Man, what's crazy is we supposed to do a 2-hour show. We did like 4. But I told you, when we do Super Chats, I give you your money's worth. And we appreciate 12,000 people, wherever you at, coming in, pulling up, doing your thing. So thank you, and we appreciate you. With that being said, you never know where G. Bush might show up, radio, television, internet, but you want the fresh cut on sports. I keep the Clippers with me. As always, make sure you go check it out. We'll put the link in the description. Kool-Aid Mafia in here. And we got the barbershop gear. Nike, we'll put that in there as well. Have a good rest of your evening. And as always, make sure you check us out. Post-game show tomorrow, 2-minute warning. Make sure you also check us out coming up tomorrow for the watch party, and then be right back here for the post-game. Right here on the barbershop. Have a good rest of your evening.